The restream team for tonight's race has been decided. Edward Fangirl and Restreamer Extraordinaire, and Prince of the Pink Puffs, Oscar424, Button Connoisseur and Tracker, Possum Morpheus, and finally, the Vanilla of Courage and the creator of the Babil Hikers, Dathis and Gambit017. Come, I summon you, Restream Team! How you doing tonight, Gambit?
I don't know if I can up that intro. That was brilliant. My hat's off to you. Good evening, everybody.
Welcome to your Monday night community race, which is Crystalvania 2 Rydia's Quest. For those of you who don't know what that was from, that is Final Fantasy Unlimited, as pointed out by Skull Kitty in chat. Yes, very underrated anime, very fun, also good times. We have ourselves 4 fantastic runners going on. We have Jay Brunter, Rex Banner, Rybon, and E-Ninja putting on a wonderful show with everyone's favorite, including our restreamers, favorite starting character, Rydia.
Yeah, it's a Rydia themed flag set, and we're going to have some fun. We've got 5 objectives. It's all boss hunts: Water Hag, the Gauntlet, Mylon Z, and the Dark Imps. Had to complete all 5 to get the crystal, and then we saw to go fight Zeromus. So we are off, and let's see who Rydia gets paired with right off the bat.
But wait, there's also more besides our starting secondary character being another one of the early kids. You have your black mage, you have your white mage, you have the queen handing out the pan, saying Underground is going to be a good time. Are we going to one-hit that football? Maybe. We'll see how it is. But the other really nice thing, we have one of our famous wacky flags going on tonight. Gambit, tell the people what flag we have going.
Yes, we have night mode on tonight, which basically is going to close all the overworld shops, with the exception of the gated ones. The gated one in Baron, the Baron armor and weapon shop will still be open once you get the Baron key, as well as the Troya pub shop is open. So those are the only 2 shops in the overworld open, and as you can see on the screen as they take off from Baron, it is nighttime outside in the overworld of Baron. We're not going to be sleeping, though. We are going to be fighting a bunch of monsters and enjoying the wonderful darkened aesthetic of the night mode.
I also think that it's a little bit past these kids' bedtime, but we have a little bit of divergence in looting. We have 2 in Damsian, and we have 1 in the Watery Pass, and 1 fighting a Sid with a Lunar Sparkle. The 2 kids, not exactly who you're going to be looking for to handle something like that.
No, we're going to want some levels, or maybe even the Hobbs character before we come back and check and see who that Sparkle is. But doing a lot of looting. I haven't seen anything too nice to write home about. Have you?
Blizzard Spear for if we find a cane. That's kind of really about it. We're looking for maybe a decent staff for one of the kids. I think we may have found one now. Yeah, basically we're looking for a good staff. The dancing dagger, probably the best thing. Later on, that flame whip is going to be very nice for Rydia. It has a bit of agility multipliers to it, and it's got a fair decent damage plus the fire weakness, or the fire element, to handle any weaknesses there. So far, never mind. Well, there's a Leviathan summon and a ninja sword. We have some fun things here in Troya, the treasury that everyone forgets.
Yeah, the public treasury giving the goods today. And that, wow.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes in, we have ourselves our first boss sighted.
Yeah, Water Hag in the Waterfall. This might not quite yet be doable with the characters we have, because that Water Hag's going to be fast and hit decently hard, but Poor might make it through. Just needs to try one more hit and get lucky, but I don't think this is doable at this time.
No, the agility levels here, it's very... Wow, that low roll. Oh, no, there we go. I was going to say that low roll, but very, very nicely tried. A couple levels so the kids can take a hit or two, and I think it's going to be a very quick fight. But aside from that, I agree with Rybon. Get yourself another character or two, because you kind of have power underwhelming right now. No good weapons. You have Leviathan, but no MP to use it. And you're kind of hoping for... well, that's the other half of Team 90 HP.
I think our restreamer put that there on purpose. Asuka loving Edward as much as she does, and everybody else does too. So hey, Edward up on Hobbs with Dr. Luge. One thing I saw Rybon did, I did not see which summon it was, but he did check the Hobbs summon and reset out of it. So whatever it was not really anything too exciting.
Yeah, maybe we'd get something like hoping for like a Titan or even a Jin would be really good here. Indra to a lesser extent. But yeah, most of the other summons are kind of okay. Again, we are finding all these great weapons for characters not in the party and not mages. So we find ourselves, if we can get ourselves a really cheeky spoon somewhere, Edward's going to be off and running. Or is that flag even on tonight? Oh, it is, as a matter of fact.
Chat pointing out it was Cockatrice for the summon on Hobbs, so definitely understand why we reset out of that. That's not anything that's really going to be useful.
I mean, there are some spots where it can be useful if we don't find any other real casters, or if we're looking for just a quick way to stone, say, one of the guards or something along those lines. It has its uses, but I do agree, as an overall, it is one of those we can do without this. We do have Rex Banner also getting the good news of where our water hag does get through the fight, some low roll hits.
Yeah, it looks like also had Porum in the back row where we were front rowed earlier, so that definitely helped. Got the low roll hits, got through. Going to get a little bit of levels, but more importantly, getting objective number 1 already out the way, and going to go grab these loot from back here.
Oh, wait a minute. Rydia was dead. Why did she get some XP? Why didn't see why she got those levels?
Well, that would be the lovely Sea Hero flag. The Sea Hero flag means that Rydia, since she was our starting character, is our hero, and she's going to get XP even if she is unfortunately not still alive at the end of the battle. So, Rydia being dead, don't worry about it. She's still going to get that XP.
The nice little bonus with the fact that she has such little HP, takes a bonk and goes down, but eventually she's going to be able to cast that Leviathan. And hey, look, there's 2 enemies that would really like to be meet the Cockatrice summon.
Yep, that is actually very true. This would be a perfect fight for that summon right here. Unfortunately, I don't think E-Ninja has gone and gotten that yet, so looking for something that he can use to hopefully take that out. Uses the Hourglass to stop him. Not a bad move right now because you've got absolutely no attack power. Stopping them will prevent them from using their size and their piggy spells, and now we just kind of whittle them down.
Yeah, as little as HP and as easy as this spot is, it's also not really going to be an easy spot for this team. Like I said, the whips that Rydia have, not bad. Throwing out the Dancing Dagger might be a little bit better at this point, because I think it does something in the neighborhood of 300 damage versus her attacks, but that's a here nor there kind of thing. We do have Rex Banner going and seeing that Edward and saying, nah, maybe we'll come back later. But I kind of agree. Right now, Edward is just like specific strategies, and that's kind of all he's good for.
If we find a spoon, though, Edward would be a lot better.
And if he's right, and if the spoon is right here too, that wouldn't be surprising, because we actually only have K Summon and K Main on. The moon is haunted for all but one spot, or for boss hunts. So Party Rock, though, that could jumpstart our gear real quick. But like, as I was saying, the Earth is going to be extremely lucrative, and the overworld itself has so many checks and give you so many good key items.
But hopefully E-Ninja will take that Party Rock and go raid that treasury, because everyone's favorite game is raid that treasury. Using one of the exit items, it's a very smart strategy by E-Ninja, saying, I'm not going to have to walk off, I'm just going to use my item and get the heck out of Dodge.
Absolutely. And the sooner you use the items from your starter kit, the better. The later the seeds go on, there are a lot of dungeons that you just can't escape out of. So they kind of just sit as dead items, where if you're using them now, you're saving yourselves extra little bits here and there. Very big ups on them.
Not to mention the fact, Porum is going to learn exit at some point, assuming she stays alive. So use those items now, and you've got your exit mage later.
Absolutely. And while the runners are kind of doing a little bit of back and forth of everything, 2 things I want to shout out. One, I want to shout out to the Restream and Tracker. As I mentioned earlier, we have Asuka424 on Restreaming, and then we have Pasta Morpheus pushing the buttons. But another thing I want to actually shout out is one of our runners today that is not on Restream, but I still want to shout him out, Engie Dave. It is actually his birthday today, so huge shout outs and happy birthday to him. Love our Restream team, all of our community, and all of our runners, and just like shouting out that kind of stuff.
Yep, we're a very, very happy community. We are very inclusive, and we love shouting out anyone who has something special going on. So happy birthday, Indie Dave. When you watch this back, hope you enjoy it.
We do have the treasury being rated. I see a crystal ring. I didn't see the top half. I may have looked away, but crystal ring, big bomb, not bad. J items so far out of 10.
It looks like we found an Earth Hammer as well, so when we get that Sid from Baron he's got best in slot hammer at least.
Absolutely, and we do have. It's nice that we got a little bit of different ground being treaded. E-Ninja is, checking the treasury and not sure where he's going to go next, but we do have the Magus sisters here at Fabul. This is not exactly what you're going to want to see here, even though Mindy is just a little bit faster than Cindy right now, and Sandy, so does get that extra bit of damage off.
Yeah, this is one of those few spots where sisters are not in the right order, and you get that Mindy firing Cindy, which can be very helpful. But no, there's that. There's the lit 2, and Edward says, "Ouch."
Yeah, this is the very rough part of the early seed, and again, if you can't get rid of one of the sisters quickly, the damage can pile up. But again, the dancing daggers that we've seen has been, will be very integral because we have 2 out of the 3 users of the early game that can make great use out of it. If it had been Palom instead of Porum, then we'd have 3 users, but still absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this is one of those fights where you really wish you had that Rydia with enough levels to cast out Leviathan, because one Leviathan would just eat through these.
Yeah, that's the problem with having that nice little power in your back pocket. It's that you're ready to use it, and you know that as soon as you get that 60 MP, it's going to be an absolute train wreck against these bosses. But it's to get there is the problem. And Rybon, even with that new dagger, just says nope. We're gonna try this again later, and we're doing good damage, but just not quite enough. Whereas J Brunter picks up his Earth Crystal with Rex Banner hot on his heels.
Have an E-Ninja on Hobbs, going to pick up his Edward. Dr. Luge changes form, gives you the poison. E-Ninja might give us the poison walk, but I don't think the audio is on him, so sadly no poison walk for us today.
But the song of our people, we need it. Rybon doing what I think is probably a fairly bold play here. Semi-low levels, and is going to go and try and tackle the Mount Ordeals. Bit of a double-edged fun here, because the first round you've got access to the first 2 bosses with the rest of your team, but with C Hero on, Rydia is going to be taking the place of Cecil, and she is going to be the one who's going to be handling the crystal room all herself.
Yeah, but this is definitely a bold play here this early. Looking for hopefully a decent boss to start with. And we do have a decent boss. That is exactly what you want to see right here, right now.
Yeah, that is some great free experience. Also, E-Ninja the only one to go and loot the back of Hobbs, and look at the rewards. A Silent Staff and a Tiara. Those are absolutely amazing items to find here. Throwing on pretty much everything onto this Porum and saying, hey, girl, I heard you wanted to carry me through this seed. And that setup right there on that Porum, she can absolutely carry through Fabul right now.
Yeah, Crystal Ring, Silent Staff, Tiara, oof, Porum going to do some work. And the best thing about it, too, is that Silent Staff, that's good against mages. Porum going to go bonk on those Maggot Sisters if E-Ninja decides to go to Fabul.
Oh, Demi's poor little murder child is all grown up and has a big stick.
The meantime, Rybon getting through the King Queen Evelyn. They have decided to wake up. They're about to go ahead and take care of themselves, and Rybon's going to get a nice influx of levels off of this.
Absolutely. The magic power being as low as it is, meaning those tier 1 spells, nothing really to be scary about. J Brunter about to find the loveliness that is the back of this pass. Yeah, it was a Wizard Robe and a Dragoon Gauntlet. Yeah, this back of pass area is probably the most lucrative I've seen in a hot minute, especially with max tier 6 on. This is a really good set of loot right there, and I'm excited to watch E-Ninja just bonk the sisters away.
If E-Ninja still has the Bacchus' inventory, I wouldn't be surprised to see him use it right here on that forum. There's 2 Bacchus' in the inventory, but we're going to use the firebomb.
Firebomb. I'm here for it.
But Rydia takes the counter fire. That's a little bad, but there we go. Yeah, the problem with the firebomb is it's HP based damage. So Poor with 160 HP you saw did not do much damage on that firebomb, unfortunately.
No, but it was enough with the dancing pair to get rid of Mindy, which is what you really want because it gets the damage out of there. Also, Rybon finding a boss you're okay with seeing at the back, but also kind of wishing could be pretty much anywhere else. Octomom in the back, a lot of HP in a semi-punchy spot, as we can see here, with that Porum taking a good chunk from a quick hit.
Yeah, but I mean, the deal with Octomam is the more you hit her, every 3 hits, she loses a tentacle. Every tentacle she loses, she slows down. Once you get her to 1 tentacle, you'll be able to just be like, all right, let's hit. She'll hit 1, she heal back up. You hit. Rinse and repeat. You're going to get through this fight with no problem.
Yeah, also, while not technically a reward that gives you a key item, actually no, it was the magma key that was from the Fabul defense, so there's our underground access. That is a nice, quick little run through. But additionally, there was an Artemis bow, as pointed out by our tracker, so there's a fun amount of loot that's in Fabul right now.
Yeah, and Rex Banner's going to take that magma key and run with it. It's going to get underground and probably go shopping because, again, night mode closes the overworld shops. Underworld shops are fair game, so might probably go see a trip to Tamra, to Dwarf Castle, and to the Fame March real quick.
Oh, we have a little bit of an issue on E-Ninja's side. That Rydia, she is in fact charmed, so she's having a bit of fun. Does knock down Edward, but he can get through this fight. The girls hopefully don't turn each other any further.
And there's the ice 1, and it thankfully misses. So, yeah, Rydia things. Meantime, Jay Brunter did get through the Magus Sisters. Going to pick up his magma key. Probably be very happy to see that.
And Rydia is just not having any of Edward's shenanigans. I think she's trying to vie for, Asuka's favorite positions. Like, Edward up? No, stay down. I'm the special one here. As much as she's not a fan of it. As much as Asuka's not a fan of seeing it.
One thing I noticed in the Dwarf Castle shop Rexman is showing us, Weapon Shop has a Dragon Whip. So if you want to, well, we already got one in our inventory. I don't know where we got it from. But if you don't have one and want to buy one, that is best in slot whip-wise, at least for Rydia.
Absolutely. It turns her from a caster into a really decent melee user. And at that point, if you find a heroine robe for her too, her attack goes from fairly mediocre to really good. And additionally, here in Dwarf Castle is another very significant part for her equipment. When Rydia grows up, she actually gains the ability to use the Zeus Gauntlet as a weapon, or as a piece of armor too. So you turn her from like a mage with kind of low HP and low MP, you turn her into a really offensive powerhouse.
Yeah, it goes back to hashtag that Rydia hit things. Ordeals is a bust. Ordeals is a protect ring.
Oh, is it though? Is it though?
Oh no, it's not a bust because that is one of the Mylons. That is either objective 3 or 4. It is objective 4, Mylon Z. And one of the great things about Mylon Z, he's weak to curatives. Just toss your cure 2s and Mylon will be down in no time.
He's weak to curatives, yes. But have you also found out that he's weak to fire, which we do have a fire whip in our inventory. So Rydia is very much ready to deal with him either through weapons or through items. But yeah, a couple of quick cure 2s. This fight, not long for the world. A little bit more HP than I was expecting, actually. So 4 cure 2s, probably just to get through this. Nice, easy peasy. Bunch of no XP. We do have a Paladin Cecil somewhere, but we also have another one of our objectives on the board. Objective number 4, Mylon Z, down and out.
In the meantime, Jay Brunter running straight to Sylph is going to use the pan on Yang. Go ahead and try to work on the Sheila 1-2 checks. Rex Vader did check our job dwarf. Automotive sales something, as our tracker pointed out. It was so quick I did not catch it. I just caught the automotive and that was it.
Hopefully we have yet another one of our runners go and validate our flags, but Rex also spending a bit of money seeing with that Artemis bow, samurai arrows, 2 Artemis bows as a matter of fact. That is Edward and that is Rydia really online for some physical damage. Mages, what are those? Never heard of them.
In the meantime, Jay Brunter is diving into the Feymarch, going to be the first one to show us what the Feymarch freebie is and what possibly waits for us in the King and Queen spot down here.
Indeed, and we even have Rex Banner hot in his heels. Curious to see what we have as any of the items. Lost Jay Brunter's feed for a second. Oh, that is a package, actually. So that's a character check. It's what you're really looking for when all you're looking at is a couple of kids.
And before another Porum add package.
Look, why do you get to do that to the runners? Because I'm here for it. Also, as pointed out by someone in chat, it was an automotive glass installer. So thank you, Weapon, very much for keeping an eye on that and keeping us honest.
Jay Brunter heading down. We have the other Mylon in the King spot and Dark Elf in the Queen. So that King Leviathan spot is going to be required today.
Oh, the King is throwing himself a nice little dance party today because we got Mylon and friends. And again, Dark Elf, not really going to be a fun time over there. Speaking of something that's not fun, we have Rybon finding Pale Bin, a boss that is less fun at the locations. But with the low HP count here, probably not going to be too scary whatsoever. But Jay Brunter actually finding something to up the physical stats. We have ourselves some black belts found. So not quite as good as the heroine robe, but still really fantastic to turn Rydia and Edward into these physical bruisers.
We had ninja gis, ninja hats, black belts, and then something else that was absolutely worthless. But yeah, those black belts would be absolutely wonderful right now.
And it looks like we may be grabbing a pair of them. Yep, just able to squeak out a couple of them. Jay Brunter getting that lovely bit of power behind his attackers. Again, with samurai arrows, arty bow, and just everything else we've seen in the seed so far, I 100% agree with just kind of let the kids hit things.
Exactly. It's like we've got young kids, but they can do some damage, especially what they have. Rybon finding the elements in the second spot of Dwarf Castle here. He was trying to go pick up that Sid. He uses the Blizzard item. That is a good call there. That's going to do double damage to the Rubicante form. Not quite enough, and I think that Fire 3 might take everybody out.
Oh, that is the nice thing about this spot. Physical attack, really, really high. Magic attack, you don't really think about it all that much. So when this gets a hit off from this poor turtle here, it's gonna hurt. But if we can get the Thor Rage to push it to, oh no, not that much damage. But if we can push it through to Valbalis in time, not gonna be really anything to talk about.
Yeah, one of the good things about this spot here is it is a very, very slow spot. So you're not worrying too much about them getting those hits off. But we are in the Valbalis phase, and now we just gotta see if we can make it through.
Speaking of making it through, we have a full leg. We went from quarter leg on the left to full leg on the right. Rubicante with 1 HP. Oh, this is not what you want to see here. This is where I think I Leviathan kind of just pray sort of thing.
Yeah, but and Rybon is through, gets the tower key for his troubles, and picks up a Sid. So we finally have a quote-unquote bruiser. However, given the gear we have for our other children, Sid's not going to be doing as much damage as some of these kids.
No, but if you do toss that arty bow, and again, if you get one of the black belts onto him, and he can make use of the Zeus gauntlets right now, so he can be putting up the damage. Also, that glare on probably the most important character. Not what you wanted to have happen. Rex Banner, though, is like, you know what? We need to get some power now. Doesn't care what he's got. Takes the 2 kids, tosses a coffin, and gets a chunk of XP onto the kids. That is going to be a few Leviathans being able to be thrown now.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge boon there. taking care of that siren, and Rydia is about to just cast waves all over the seed.
Well, looks like Rex Banner is going to be surfing his way through the rest of these fights, whereas Rybon is going and checking some of these bosses, maybe looking for either our Dark Imps or our Gauntlet. Instead, finds Odin here in Mist Cave.
In the meantime, Rex Banner heading back to Fabul. I think he wants to get some revenge on those Magus Sisters.
Oh, 100% agree. I mean,
or take it back. He took out the Magus Sisters because he's got the Magus key. He's actually checking Sheila 1, Sheila 2.
Oh, either way, this is absolutely great. You got 2 of the key item checks here, one which is the K main, which is the K summon, which is the big things here. Rybon with this front line is now saying, okay, let's go take care of this Water Hag, is going to get himself his next objective as well, and going to be pulling ahead objective-wise. I didn't see what the 2 key items were, though. Was
Baron Key and Luca Key from Sheila.
Well, we have basically all the keys spotted now then. That's very much the key to the seed. What I'm really curious is to what is the character hiding in the package? And is that going to be a benefit to us?
The better question is anyone going to actually check on that character? Because so far, no one has decided to go over there.
I mean, I don't I can see doing it after checking Luca or after checking Sheila because you think she may have the goods. She's got to put you in a good direction. But right now, all she's doing is saying, "Hey, you know all this underground access? It's all completely unlocked. We are looking for 1 gating key item left now, and pretty much every single key item check is available to us. If we find the Twin Harp anywhere, we have everything besides the Bahamut location available, so we can check pretty much everything required and finish up the seed in probably quick order. This is for what we have and what our start was, it's fairly fast.
We're actually missing 2 gating key items. We're missing the...
Is that a Cecil?
No, I think that's a Kane.
The problem with night mode, it's like, which one of our boys in blue is it? I think from that position, no, that's a Cecil. Kane would have more of the 2 wings at the side, so...
Right.
Oh, we have a Paladin sighted, and we have a defense sword for him. I think it's time to go some trap chest hunting.
Now, the problem is Rybon's the only one who so far has done ordeals, so other runners, if they want to take the Cecil, they're going to have to go climb ordeals at least once.
And with the levels that they have access to, I 100% foresee this being a run to ordeals, especially for Jay Brunter, because that Cecil kind of just says, hey, I'm damaged. You want me, right? And if we see a Crystal Sword or even an Excalibur anywhere near the seed, that Cecil is going to be a very missed opportunity for everybody.
Jay Brunter is going through the cutscene, so definitely wants to take that Cecil. Wait, going back to what I was saying, we've got 2 gating key items left. We've got the Twin Harp. Don't forget about the Twin Harp, as well as the Darkness Crystal as gating key items that we have not seen yet.
This is true, and the Darkness Crystal is guaranteed to be pretty much anywhere here on Earth. So it'd be nice if we found the Twin Harp, because that means that we have every possible occasion to find that Darkness Crystal at least.
Yeah, if we can find the Twin Harp on Earth, that means that it doesn't matter what's in the Bahamut spot. Unless it's one of the bosses we need, it's not going to be anything we actually have to take. What are you hoping for at this point? I mean, we've got 3 of our 5 objectives out the way for the most part. We know where Mylon is. We've seen one person defeat Mylon Z. A couple people have already defeated that Water Hag. Where do you want the Gauntlet and the Dark Imps to be?
So, I'm a bit of an evil person. I do like the Gauntlet being up on the moon because the moon gauntlets are very long. They're very annoying. And if you want them, it's one of those, I guess I'm going to have to. Gauntlet on the moon would be fantastic. And speaking of not on the moon, we have Antlion out of his natural habitat, as per everyone saying, has migrated back down to Earth, gets knocked out, and we are getting ourselves, a nice quick character. But yeah, I'd love to see the Gauntlet on the moon, but for Dark Imps, I want to see them buried behind that hook route. Everyone's always like, oh, well, no, don't ever check King Queen Evelyn. It's not going to be necessary. They could be anywhere else. But if they're required down there, alternately, I like both of them down there, so that hook route is 100% required until the end.
Okay. How about this one? Fabul Gauntlet at Ogopogo, and then the Dark Imps at King Queen Evelyn's spot, with the hook behind DKC at Cape Bahamut.
Ooh, spice, and I approve. Another one pointed out by our restreamer is if we have dips at CPU for trolling purposes, I'm kind of behind that. And it would be really nice if, and we haven't seen him yet, with Kainazo at Elements blocking him. Now that's the true chef's kiss of Rude.
I still have nightmares about Kanazo and Elements. It's been 2 years now.
I have never found that. I don't ever want to find that. And I think the worst thing I've ever had to deal with has been, I still say, the Dark Elf at Rubicante. That may be the most horrifying thing I've ever had to do and will never do again.
No, the two things that traumatized me is the Kanazo at Elements. That was my first ever restreamed time that I was restreamed. 7 wipes, I believe, to that Kanazo. And then Vanilla Rubicante. I don't know why. Vanilla Rubicante always just hates me.
So, those are some fun stories. We're going to have to get into some more of that later. But for right now, we have Rydia doing Rydia things, going to be casting that Leviathan, and we're going to be tearing down this evil wall real quick.
Yeah, that wall, unfortunately, is not going to be standing much longer. It's going to be broken up very quickly.
Absolutely. We do see the couple Leviathan casts, because it does have about 9k HP here. So that is something we have to get through. But with Leviathan doing, what, 2,000 to 3,000? Yeah, almost 4k. Couple of waves, couple of hits, and we're out of here.
A very clean fight by Rex there. Very, very nice. E-Ninja's going through the ordeals on Ordeal right now. Doesn't know about the Cecil yet, but if he does decide to check the package after doing this, he's going to be very, very happy.
Samurai Bow, and still no Heroine Robe in sight. I do feel very sad about that, but still not bad loot as an overall, and a Grimoire pretty good still here at this point. Also, thinking of other things are pretty good. We have ourselves a Rosa. We have a Sparkle as the second spot in that's going to be in Dwarf Castle. The real question is, who's paired with Rosa here? This is a French vanilla here, and I know you and I are both here for that tonight.
Oh yes, we would first even close to vanilla, and I'm very happy to see it. Let's see if we have double roses up here, or if there's somebody else. That's a Yang underneath the rock. I think in this situation, I'd probably take the Rosa. I don't know if I'd keep the Yang. I mean, Rex Banner's going to keep them both, because I don't think he had 5 characters yet, but...
Yeah, he just had the 2 characters. But if we had all the characters that we've seen so far, I would definitely keep the Rosa. I would take the Yang, because you're going to be either slingshotting him up or getting him a whole bunch of XP, or just like bring him through right now anyways. And Rosa, again, as we're seeing here, just make her an archer right now. You have Porum to carry all your healer gear, have Rosa be your archer, and there's your damage.
Let's see what is in the Valvalis spot today, and if we have at least some type of vanilla here or not.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Nope, that is unfortunately not vanilla. That is very much a plague on society here.
I couldn't count on one hand how many times that Asuka is going to be happy about this. Answer is 0. This is her least favorite boss. I really enjoy Plague here. This really nice thing is that we have a couple of people that we can berserk up and keep that timer at 0. And Leviathan, again, is just such a powerful tool at this point.
Yes, it is. Jay Brunter getting the unfortunate worst roll from the Grimoire ever, ended up with a Chocobo.
I don't know. I think it's a pretty queer thing to have.
Meantime, using Leviathan on the Rubicante spot, skips the last 2. Very happy to see that. He's going to pick up his Sid, going to have 5 characters on his side. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run Ordeals next. Meantime, Rex is through that plague, no problem. Rybon finding out the good news of the Mylon and friends there in the Feymarch, and saying, okay, I can't do this now, I'm out of here, but at least I know where you are.
And additionally, E-Ninja also on the board now with their own objective. Objective 4, Mylon Z defeated. We have a transformed Cecil, and we have more objectives going on. The big thing is what is Rex Banner going to find here? Are we going to find ourselves a nice little bit of Forge? Are we going to find ourselves maybe a Twin Harp? Are we going to get a Hook? Or is this going to be the Darkness Crystal? Oh, and Edward is a very happy boy.
Yep, Edward now has his spoon. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of damage, and I think anyone who still has Edward in their party is going to be very, very happy.
For that time when I was like, oh man, I'd probably drop Edward for this. No, so my new team is going to be that Cecil, Edward, Rosa, Porum, and Rydia. That is going to be my endgame team right now. Seeing what we have here, we have 2 Zerkers, 2 Zercasters, and Rydia for anchoring / casting of the spells. This is going to be a wonderful team. You can take that all the way through. Even with just the defense sword, Cecil's going to be putting up really good numbers.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if we take that Cecil and maybe take a trap chest or 2, possibly an Evelyn, or even, for those who haven't gone up to Zot yet, even take Flame Dog and see if they can't pull that lucky crystal sword.
Absolutely, and I think we've seen a Thunderclaw somewhere, so with that in hand, I 100% expect us to be going through Zot and trekking for the trap chest there, because there's 4 trap chests, 4 chances at an Excalibur or a Crystal Sword, which are 100% required.
I assume you mean Babel and not Zot.
Yes, Babel is what I mean. You're talking about Zot, it's where I got a little out of the loop. And look, we even see a Thunderclaw in Ninja's inventory.
And Jay Brunter says, okay, I've got my Cecil, now I need to make him a Paladin, let's do our deals. Finds the Kiki and Evelyn and says, oh, this is probably something I could have done a long time ago. Rex Banner saying, hey, Elements, you're going to be washed away. Doesn't even get Rubicante form. And we've got Rybon and E-Ninja both leaving after turning into Pan.
Yeah, with the ability to just wash away some of these bosses and just be swimming in these key items, our runners are very happy to have found that Leviathan very early on. I really don't expect Rybon to spend much more time before going up to Zot because, again, there's an absolute bounty of things up there in the characters, and maybe someone will check, like you said, maybe someone will check the Flame Dog, and E-Ninja also getting the good news of this Cecil here, and I don't expect a reset from anybody who checks this package.
No, this is one of those times where you just kind of take this and be like, yes, I will take you. You are wonderful. Get on my team as quickly as possible. Meantime, Rex is going to go and take on Baron, whereas Rybon is going to rate the treasury second time, so we can actually see what the top of the treasury was since we missed it last time.
Absolutely, and we are absolutely professionals here, folks. We see things. Diamond gloves, cures, dancing daggers. There's the Thunderclaw I was talking about earlier. That top half, basically Sid and Yang out of 10. The nicest thing, again, that crystal ring and probably this upcoming big bomb are the nicest out of there. Knowing we have Yang, the Charm Claw, very fantastic for dealing with those ogre chests.
Yep, Jay Brunter gets through the Octomam. Is going to be taking Rydia in to take on Mylon Z, get that objective out of the way. And Rex Banner is about to show us who was at the very start of the seed. It was Ashura.
Absolutely, and we do have a couple of mage-killing weapons. I know we have a Mute Dagger somewhere. We also have that Silent Staff. So there is the ability to just take care of this boss, but that Leviathan is going to also wash away Asura pretty quickly here. Though keeping on the Tier 4 face may be a bit of a backfire. I don't think the one wave is going to take care of... Yeah, not one wave isn't going to take care of Asura.
We do get the second hit in, so that's going to switch it over to the... Nope, doesn't change it over. Dang. Alright, need 2 hits. Because there goes all that damage, just got healed.
Yeah, a couple of hits get it over to the life face, and then just have Rydia keep casting Leviathan over and over again. This spot is fairly slow, plus you have other characters that can just keep it in the life 1 phase. Or we can just get one nice high roll wave and wash it away. That's the joys of RNG numbers, folks. Rydia can do little, or she can do a lot.
Hashtag Rydia life.
Very, very true. Also, Rex Banner finding something very nice. That is another Siren sitting in Baron, whereas E-Ninja has gotten himself through, I believe we were getting through the top of... actually, I don't remember where he is, but Rybon is getting himself through that Zot check, and Jay Brunter has got himself very cleanly through that Mylon Zed.
Yep, and Baigen usurped the throne today. Decided to move up 1 or 2 rooms. Says, hey, you know what? I was captain of the guard. King wasn't getting it done. I'm going to take over and show you how to run things.
Yeah, but when you are of three minds of something, you can never really agree on anything, and that's why the monarchy of Baron is going to be replaced by Cecil, because you need someone who's a just leader.
But this is our second form of French vanilla this seed, so we're getting there, Daphis.
We're so close, and Us is just teasing the vanilla, and I'm very, very sad. But I mean, we can find it there somewhere. That explosion, though, on those arms kind of hurts the characters. Sid takes it like a champ with that pile of HP he's got.
Yeah, Sid and Yang would have been the two best to take it. Sid almost goes down, but he's fine. We have defeated Baigen. We have liberated Baron Castle, and we have another Sid.
There's our vanilla right there. Thank you, Oscar. We just had to speak it into existence.
Yeah, so all that vanilla that we ate at the beginning of the seed has just now paid off, and that is our lovely, lovely vanilla Sid here in Baron.
Absolutely. And JMac Librarian is eating vanilla ice cream in chat 100% because Gambit and I both had ourselves some vanilla ice cream earlier on. So we're here for it. The really big thing is finding out what is down this long walkway. What is the key item that is being teased to us? Because that's the big thing. That's going to dictate whether the overworld has some goods or whether it's all underground. Ooh, there we go. So the entirety of the checks are open to us. We, aside from actually the rat tail, aside from those, we pretty much have everything. And Rex Banner is looking like he's going to just run right for that. And I kind of agree with this team here. You have enough that you can take it no problem.
Yeah, I think this is the right play. You want to chase here. You decided to go through Baron. A little bit of a longer check. Didn't really pay out for anything that you wanted, but getting that Twin Harp, yeah, you chase this immediately. Whereas you've got Jay Brunter going back into Zot. You've got Rybon about to finish Zot. And E-Ninja is taking on Baron In, going to be getting his Sid momentarily.
Absolutely. The only thing I would say maybe I would have done is I would have saved outside, gone and checked to see who's on the Odin throne. Like, is that one of our bosses we're looking for? If yes, then at least I know that's where it is. If no, then reset out and come check it later for a check location.
Or even better, if it ends up being like a free boss and gives you the Darkness Crystal.
This is very true. Also, our tracker Possum Morpheus pointing out, Rybon just got rid of that Edward and is about to get the bad news that, my friend, you should have held on to that young man, because he's going to be putting in way more work than this Yang will very shortly.
I think E-Ninja might be the only person still with an Edward on their team.
And I think E-Ninja is also the only one with an Edward on his team who's also gone through the Earth Crystals, so he knows to keep the Edward on the team. Or Rex may have gone through that.
Rex went through Zod. He has the spoon, does not have the Edward. E-Ninja has not done Zod yet, because he would have a Rose on that team if we had done Zod already.
This is very true. Yeah, but Rex Banner also knows that Edward is there, so he can go grab him anytime he wants. Also, that is my favorite part about this. Dark Elf is very scary with those tier 2 spells, and then you just wonder, oh no, what's it like in the actual fight? He's very much a pushover. Speaking of pushovers, Rybon just says, Plague, can you get out of here, please? And is going to be rewarded with his spoon and probably to grab his Edward back, to be honest. Whereas we have DJ Spoony Bee playing some rockin' tunes. They don't need to hear this, right, Gambit?
Yep, we'll be quiet, let you hear the wonderful music. Well, we had some Pokemon music, we had some dolls, and we had a Leviathan that said "Bye bye dolls." Jay Brunter took on the Flame Dog, only picked up a Siren, which is a little sad. But hey, it could have been a Crystal Sword, so I agree with the take.
And as pointed out in chat, there was very much a missed opportunity for us to not jump on that immediately and say, "Ride that surf!" when Leviathan came out and took out the dolls. And yes, I do have very much good, fond memories of hearing it. But yeah, as you said, Rybon gets rid of Edward, and he's like, no, wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Come back, I have a fun toy for you. And is about to get his own little mini crystal sword.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Twin Heart check was only some arty arrows, so no real help there. We're going to have to take on some summon bosses somewhere, or maybe even top a tower or Dwarf Castle, looking for that Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of we still haven't even really checked in the underground. We've done just the pan check and the Feymarch freebie. The entirety of the underground is basically free. We have the summon monsters, which is required. We know that one of the two bosses actually in Dwarf are not required, but the key item might be. And we also have pretty much full ungated access. The only thing that we're, quote, looking for is Hook and Rat Tail, and that gives us every gated key item.
I'm just thinking, how fun would it be if that Darkness Crystal is behind Demist in the Luca Cave?
That would be a level of French vanilla that I am absolutely here for, and my friend, we need to have some more of that happen.
But yeah, Rex Banner's finally going to make the trek up ordeals. Not really going to do him very much good with no Cecil in his party, but get some more experience up. Find that Mylon Z, so it is going to be good for that. But Rybon is going through Baron. It's about to head on to the Ashura. Enninja taking on the Ashura. And Jay Brunch are about to go into the Zot fights, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice we have runners trekking old ground. The big thing, again, we have a little bit of downtime. Shout out to those who are letting all the fun stuff going on. My good friend Gambit017 joining me in the booth. Absolutely fantastic to be calming with you again. We also have, again, our restreamer Oscar424, who put together this kind of chef's kiss of a good seed. Deceitfully looked like it was going to be hard. It turns out to be fairly standard and very nice. And then we also have Possum Morpheus, who has actually let the buttons go pressed and has not devoured any one of them. Everybody give him especially a follow, because that's a very hard task for him these days.
And the seed's still young. We might have some buttons eaten later.
That's true. The leftovers are the best.
Did Jay Brunter just dismiss Rosa?
I think he only wants one healer. That is a Demarine and a half play right there. Mostly people would say Rosa is the superior of the white mages, and there are a lot of ways that she is. Porum is fantastic in her own right, but just quite not as good when it comes to especially HP growth. But at this point, it's kind of can just go as a bit of a back and forth, and it's all good either way.
Yeah, also gets rid of the Edward for the Yang, and again, once again, we know Spoon's going to come with this. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to go back and pick that Edward back up.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the fact that he's keeping this Sid. Like, the Artie bow and the samurai arrows, they're good and all, but I wouldn't have kept the... This is, again, just a personal choice. No call is bad. I personally would not have kept the Sid, although, again, maybe he's going to just keep the 4 Berserkers and go to town. But speaking of going to town, Rex Banner about to absolutely decimate this poor Mylon Zed, and Rybon getting through his Baigan fight with pure ease, really.
Yeah, Mylon Zed is about to be washed off the deep ravine. A little bit of French vanilla there, I just realized. Jay Brunter finding the plague, and Rybon about to get the wonderful news of the item down in Baron, which I've already forgotten what it was.
This one was nothing Oh, this was Twin Harp. Yes, this was the end of this little chain, which then led to Artie arrows.
Yeah, so right now we're really on a hunt for the darkness crystal for the most part to try to open up some more boss location checks.
Yeah, there are still a couple of bosses we obviously haven't seen. We haven't checked anything that is in the tower, and we also haven't checked specifically what that second boss in Dwarf Castle is, though it's not required. And we additionally have the Luca Key boss, but Rybon is going to be giving us a little bit of new information. We don't know what's sitting down here underground, but this is going to be fun.
Yeah, we're about to find out what's down in the Odin spot. Is it our gauntlet? Is it the Dark Imps? Or is it not required?
It's a mirror.
Yang versus Yang. Who will win?
Now, this is a really nice spot to have that Paladin Cecil, because that is going to make this fight very, very easy and get a good bit of cheese. Because all you have to do is wait for the swing, wait for the two swings, basically wait for the cue for the second kick, and you're all good. Jay Brunter gets himself a spoon. I wonder how fast he's going over to Mysidia right now. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, Rybon unfortunately did not have a Cecil, so that Yang hit him and said, ouch, and he reset out.
Yeah, watching him hit most of the characters for about 400 plus damage, that was less than ideal kind of hits right there. And yeah, I 100% see, yeah, Yang. Again, Yang for this Edward, these are some interesting party choices. Something I'm gonna have to ask him about definitely when we get to the interview part.
Yeah, Yang short term is not as good. He needs the levels, and you've got the Cat Claw, but you still need the levels to get him good. But once you get him levels, I would definitely put him on a tier higher than Sid. But maybe just want to sit there and kind of hold on to that Sid. Artie Bow, Samurai Arrow Sid is not a bad option.
This is very true. Also, could be playing favorites. We do know that some people like it could be a quote subpar team by comparison. With gear and everything, but there is no wrong way to run these seeds, and if you want to run with your waifus and husbandos, then there's nothing wrong with that, and I will die on the hill that I bring Kane to pretty much every party I can.
Is Even Joe walking back out of Baron, or is he going to go use that? He's walking back out of Baron.
Might be going for some bonus loot, perhaps?
Or might be going to save, because he went and looted, fully looted Baron Castle and wants to make a safety save before moving on.
That is very fair. There is nothing wrong with that. There's both Wyvern or Heal. There's both Wyvern and Golbez out in the wild. Like, we know they're not here because we have the all-seeing overview. But if you're a runner and you've just gone through for however much loot you've gotten, I 100% agree with this. Those are two bosses that you're just not looking forward for.
In the meantime, Rybon is going to go do the Twin Harp check. So we're going to get a second helping of Pokemon. Everybody get your Pokeballs ready. I'm personally going after the Magic Harp that's over in the ocean. I'll be back.
So we have the dulls washed away. We also have our lunar sparkles shown up. That is the D-lunars in Dwarf Castle. Thankfully got pushed away by that summon, but if they had not, there was another fun part of the script that is a counter that they would have healed afterwards. That's not the not exactly what you want to see.
No, but very funny and interesting thing with Rex Banner there. Got the script kill on Rubicante. Did not kill him outright. Got the script, which is so much fun to see. You hardly ever get to see it. And did pick up your favorite boy. That was a Kane in Dwarf Castle. Got rid of the Sid for him. Not a bad decision, especially for Valvalis protection later on. Let's say that Valvalis is in Cave Bahamut and you absolutely need whatever's behind there. Not a bad thing to have a Kane.
No, 100%, absolutely. That is a great reward for a not key item. We've been playing so many races. We've had so many months of our actual tournament going on that I completely forgot what that item was for a hot minute. I'm like, adamant. Oh, the rock. No. That is the armor in the game that pretty much turns any one character you want into almost untouchable.
All right, so it's at this point that Rex Banner should go back to Mysidia and pick up Edward, because you could have Adamant Spoonward for this team, and that would just be OP.
I'm gonna lie to you, that's very attractive. Although I'm very much a fan of this full Dragoon armor Kane, aside from the shield, though. That's very much a happy spot right there.
Who needs a shield? Kane, just stick him with the spear. We're fine.
Exactly, you got it. But we do have two characters running hot on each other's heels. Rybon putting the first steps up to the top of Zot, and Rex Banner right behind him. Looks like going to be going checking there. Or are we going to? Oh no, not safe scum. Whereas Jay Brunter and E Ninja found our last scoops of vanilla, and they themselves are going to be picking up their twin harps.
Yeah, Rybon's going to be the first to show us who is at the top of Lower Babel today. And again, E Ninja going straight up. It's going to be interesting to see if he just does do the key first, or does everybody's going to be happy to see that.
Yeah, knowing where that Golbez is not, which is everywhere else important in the seed, that is very nice. But that still does leave, do we have one of the required bosses sitting out and hanging out in the King Queen Evelyn spot? But Leviathan here, pretty nice to find. Low-ish magic spot. Decent HP, so this is going to be a truck to get through, but Spoonward says, I'll get through this eventually.
Also, Leviathan versus Leviathan. Who will win?
My money's on Leviathan.
That's a fair bet. I'll take Leviathan.
Well, we can't both take Leviathan. One of us is going to have to change, clearly.
Yeah, almost 4,000 damage right now with Rydia's Leviathan. Zerking up Spoonward, I agree with that. Yang's going to hit. If he's got that Thunderclaw on, that's going to be some extra damage as well. Again, low magic spot here, so you see these Ice 2s are doing piddling damage. This is going to be a little bit of a long fight, if not a free fight.
Speaking of the free fights, we have Jay Brunter is going and checking the waterfall, finding that water hag again. I'm pretty sure he'd reset it there originally, and is getting some very much nice revenge, bonking Port with a Porum staff, and is going to be getting himself that other objective as well.
Yeah, so that'll be everybody except for E Ninja on the restream at 2 objectives. E Ninja still has not checked Watery Pass, the waterfall. It's a Murasame there. If we find an edge, that's nice. Do a little bit of looting in the Cave Magnus. Don't blame him right here.
Yeah, this is one of the higher tier spots for loot just to find in general, and as a treasure goblin, I am 100% here for this. I love seeing all the loot, and it makes me sad that everyone's like, oh, I only looted like 50 treasure chests. I'm like, but why didn't you loot like the other 300? There's all the good loot. The good loot could be in the next chest. It could be right there. That's why I will never, hit like sub 100 chests anywhere.
So, question for you, Dathis. Would a hook at the top of tower be considered French vanilla?
Technically, yes, it would, because the tower key is what leads to the hook, technically vanilla-wise. So this would, in fact, be our lovely French vanilla. If we have the rat tail here behind the tower key, I'm going to laugh fairly hard, because that means that this is basically just the Tower of Rat. Because that's the only way you can get it is 100% from here.
Yeah, that's a boss you don't want to see in the cannon room. That's a Mom Bomb. Dathis, you want to tell us why we don't like Mom Bomb here?
So Mom Bomb, sorry, correction. Let's start with the easier part. This spot here has about maybe 500 HP. Mom Bomb, no matter where she goes, brings on another 10,000 HP on top of whatever you have. Whereas the fight here normally is about a 1 pop done. This is now about a 5 or 6 hit done, especially with Edward kind of swinging for 2.5k and Rydia if she wants to throw out a Leviathan. But she does not even have the MP for Leviathan because we've been throwing him out so much.
Yeah, I don't think Mom Bomb gets a chance to actually explode here, but, you know, she's going to try her best.
Absolutely. Yeah, with Rydia popping off that another 1600, very, very quick fight. J-Brunter, though, utilizing that Cecil, gets the Adamant from down here in the Feymarch Underground. Sorry, not the Feymarch Underground, the Odin spot. So that's really nice. If we find ourselves the Legend Sword, we're not getting an X-Cal. We're going to get Rydia a pretty whip.
I'm hoping for the Mist Whip. Mist Whip is so fun.
Rex Banner does have Mom Bomb explode and is Leviathaning that right out. So really hot on Rybon's heels. We're going to find out what that is as we have our third reprisal of the Pokemon music and Ride That Surf. Well, now that's just absolutely rude of the big doll.
One funny thing, though, did you happen to see that reward for the Tower Key?
Why, yes, I may have in fact seen that Excalibur that J-Brunch is going to put quad damage onto these poor D-Lunars with. Oh, he's a cute too.
J-Bruncher doesn't have it yet. He hasn't done it. The two people who did the Tower Key was Rybon and Rex, and neither of them have Cecils in their party.
That is very true, and neither of them with the Cecils have access to it. And I really hope one of them or both of them checks the package, because this is, you kind of have power overwhelming. You have Crystal Sword Light, you have Excalibur, and you have whatever Rydia is going to get. You don't need anything else. You can just toss those three plus Rydia and Porum, plus Rosa and Porum, and congratulations, that's your Z fight. It's a good time.
In the meantime, Rex saying, you know what, I know where this is. Let's go ahead and take it out. We're going to take on Mylon and friends here. Going to just Zerk up your Kane, Zerk up your Yang, blink up everybody after that, and let Rydia, Leviathan, and see if we can get through this. And right now, shouldn't be a problem. Let's go take care of the gas. Mylon's lit ones aren't going to hurt that bad. It's the punches you have to be careful of. One punch is going to take out pretty much anybody in this party.
Yeah, those melee hits that come out, I think after every second or third lit. that he casts that's not a counter is what's going to be the scarier parts here. But E-Ninja getting through the scary part of the big doll and is going to be rewarded with just his arty arrows, whereas Rybon washes away those D-winners and is getting through that fight and is going to be rewarded with his own adamant.
Yeah, I believe it's lit one, punch, lit one, punch, lit one, punch, and rinse and repeat for Mylon.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get through that fight. A couple of Leviathans will put it down. Plus Kane's damage, really nothing to scoff at. And if you keep the blinks up, which is going to be really easy here, nothing too terrible. The big question I have for you is if we had the perfect world of both Xcal and Spoonward, who are you going to put your adamant armor on?
Oh, there's no question in my mind. Spoonward gets that adamant.
So we can actually survive a Big Bang?
Exactly.
I love Edward. I love him to death. But if his HP growth was not so bad, he would be such a better character. He needs it. It's the only way to survive.
Well, I mean, he's got his usage. He's got his hide. If you hide him in a good spot, you know, it can get through a lot of different things. DKC, as long as no free bosses are on. You can cheese Odin with a hidden Edward and a Thor Rage. There are so many things that Edward can be good at, but yeah, HP is not one of them, unfortunately.
Early HP is not one of them. It does get decent growth after a while, but it does take a lot of levels to get him there. Just a couple of apples and he'll be perfectly fine. And look, if Oscar wants to keep eating Rydia, I'm completely fine with that. I'm okay with best girl in the game. Sorry, second best girl.
Yeah, Jay Brunter basically coming in here and saying, you know what? It's my turn to take on this Mylon. Probably the Leviathan down the gas just like Rexpander did, and then just hope and pray with the attacks. The Rexpander through, gets objective number 3 off the board, and picks up, hey, that's helpful.
This is very helpful. It means that if we find our last objective required at Bahamut, then we can just kind of get out of there and be done with it. But doesn't even bother with the Dark Elf fight. That's very cheeky, considering that could be our Darkness Crystal.
Yes, it could, but maybe it just doesn't feel like they have the damage output to take care of it right now, and it's going to go check out Luca Cave. It'll be the first one runner to run under here, see what is down at the bottom. The good news is with Luca, you get to see what the item is first before you check the boss. I fully expect, even if it is a dud, Rex to check the boss and see what's here. Though, considering how many key items we have left and how many spots we have left, I don't think this is going to be a dud.
Yeah, we have all of 3 key item check locations, and we need one of them has to be the rat tail that leads into something else. So so if this is darkness, and that means either Bahamut or the King of Summon Monsters, the Queen of Summon Monsters, which is that Dark Elf, have the rat tail, and then one of them is going to lead into the Legend Sword, and then we're going to get pretty much nothing else after that, or the pink tail after that. So yeah, these are all kind of leading into the other key items.
Yeah, we don't have to. We have to remember there could be a hidden Demas somewhere that holds the key to everything. This could be darkness here. Demas could hold Rat Tail somewhere on the moon. But then again, at that point, as I said, we don't have anything gating, and all we need is bosses at that point. So
this is very true. I do kind of forget about the Rogue Demist, especially after last week's community race we had, where we actually turned on the free key item. Didn't really have anything in the race that I personally ran, but still, the Demist could also even be here, which would be a nice little double whammy if we have Vanilla Darkness into Demist. Oh, there it is. There's
baby
helping.
Yes, we love the vanilla here. That is wonderful, and that is Moon Access time. Let's see who the boss is.
Can I speak it into existence? Do we get a Demist here?
No, we get an Ogopogo, which I love here. This is so much fun, because this isn't that high of an attack spot, because again, this is normally Evil Wall. But with those waves, along with the punches, he's going to be a little fast, and if you don't get those cures up in time, you might be deceptively crushed.
The really nice thing, though, is that you have 2 cure casters in Rosa and Forum, Poor Yang gets knocked down though, but you've got Cure 3 on the two ladies. They can kind of survive the couple of hits. Berserk on Kane, yeah. This poor Nope Noodle is going to be very much not long for this world.
Yeah, Rosa with that Cure 3 just in time. And I just thought about something that's going to be very, very interesting, Deathis.
What is that, Gambit?
What if we have Demist at Elements into either Gauntlet or DMs at CPU?
Well, I am 100% down for this. That would be a little cheeky. I am completely down for it. And I still would love to see Kai Nazo, even though we kind of have the damage to kind of just push through it, especially with an X-Cal and a adamant sword, or not adamant, spoon. And plus, again, with the adamant armor, it's not as much of a scary part. Though those are we're talking about some of the bosses that kind of just forego the big benefit of the adamant. Everything is HP percentage, not magic damage based or anything like that. Pogo Pogo and Kai Nazo, they don't care how much your defense is. They care about your HP.
In the meantime, Jay Brunter is taking on a Dark Elf, has already got to the second phase. Only one pig on the screen.
Yeah, and we have Cecil being the best one, trying to keep the pig from being tenderized. But we do have Edward doing his best, and Sid putting in some decent, respectable damage, too, to be completely honest.
Look, Dark Elf just wanted some bacon today. That's all there is to it.
No, bacon's on top of Baron Castle. If you can go there.
The Jay Brunter is through. We're about to see what's in the Queen spot. Rex Vander did make it through. He's going to warp out of Luca Cave.
Ooh,
well,
just a pink tail. So
I mean, you say just a pink tail, but that's another adamant armor.
This is true. That means that the not the Odin spot. That means that the Bahamut location does have, in fact, the rat tail, which will lead us into something. Because we've checked every one of the key item locations down here on Earth, if I'm mistaken. So that means that, yeah, the rat tail is going to be holding the legend sword, which is sitting up on Bahamut, in Cave Bahamut.
Yeah, but have we seen the sand? Okay, the rat tail's got to turn in. Well, where's the sand ruby? That's going to be the question. There's something we haven't checked yet.
Yeah, where have we not checked yet?
We've checked Odin's spot. Odin's spot was the adamant rock. Demist. Demist is
So Demist is holding one of the. Yep. So Demist and Value Cave have both the rat tail and the combination of rat tail, sand ruby, and legend sword.
It looks like Rex is going to take a safety save down here and going to go check the Odin spot, find that adamant rock. Might not actually even take the fight, because once he sees it's not the boss he needs, might just reset out. Because at this point, there's nothing gating on Rex Vander's side. He's got access to every remaining boss spot, including the King Queen Evelyn. He did pick up that hook from the top of the tower.
This is true. He could also go and check that King Queen Evelyn spot to see if there is a cheeky boss fighting out there. And if there's not, then that means that the moon is super hard required, really. We're looking for 2 bosses still. We're looking for one quite specific key item here. And actually we're looking for 3 bosses. We're looking for Gauntlet, we're looking for Dark Imps, and we're looking for our Derek Mist.
Honestly, we don't really need Demist. Again, we don't have anything gating, so we've got access to all the key item spots. Or not key item, but boss spots. Demist isn't going to do us any good. Anything that's behind Demist isn't going to do us any good, unless, of course, you really, really want that Mist Whip. So then you want to find it for the Legend Sword.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be going out and taking care of Zeromus with the team that you've got here, with the levels that Rydia's going to have, you might as well give her the Mist Whip just to let Rydia hit things. As we've been saying, let Rydia hit things.
E-Ninja taking an unfortunate wipe to the Plague there in Zot. Does have to save. He's going to have to retry that fight.
So Plague is one of those fights that's always very deceptive. If you aren't fast enough, or if you have your agilities incorrect, and you're not, or incorrect for the fight specifically, and you don't have berserkers to kind of jam the queue, it's a fight that goes from like, oh, this is a really easy fight, I see people take care of it all the time, to why am I dead in like no time whatsoever. And it's in a spot like this is a very, very quick spot in the overworld.
I love what Rex is doing. Rex, a man after my own heart, going to take the Gambit. Check the giant first.
Absolutely. There is nothing wrong with this. There's 2 bosses here, and what you could really, really do if you wanted to is have saved outside, take the first fight, depending on what it is, and if the second fight is nothing you really want, you can just kind of reset out. There's no reason to even go for the other character here unless you are really hoping for an edge. It's kind of about it.
Or use this as your grind. If it's a decently free fight or something you can get through, this could be a perfect grind. You don't even have to worry about trying to take any other spots, no sirens, no nothing. Get your levels right here, right now. Make yourselves aromas ready just by these 2 giant fights.
This is true, and there is always the option. I'm not sure Rose is high enough level, so unfortunately it's less of an option than I thought. There is the Life 2 grind, where if you, say, put a status on one of these Dark Imps that could be here at CPU, say frog them and then kill them and then res them with Life 2, then that's free experience.
You've spoken into existence, my friend.
Oh, I've been talking about this for a hot minute. I do not blame that reset whatsoever. Like, no, you know what? Nah, man, I'm out.
Now I do hope DMs is behind that, because yeah, Kanazo and Elements, you gotta love it.
The only way, and the really bad thing is, we've not seen a curse ring anywhere. Your agility is going to be hot garbage to work around right now. Like, not quite hot garbage, but you know what I mean, in the sense that it's not going to be anything that's going to be really fun to try and like min-max around. You're going to have to basically be on Wyvern standard time, and you're going to hope that you have those Thor rages still. But no, I absolutely agree with Rex Banner going, nah, we'll deal with you later, fam. But I 100% agree and hope that is required. I want one of the DMs, or even, you know what? I want the alt gauntlet behind that, because it's like, oh good, the worst is over. By the way, you thought the worst was over. Speaking of the worst,
Valvalis and K Bahamut. Oh,
you called that 20 minutes ago too, by the way.
I know I did. That is ugly, and I love it. And oh my gosh, chef's kiss. Shout outs to Asuka, our restreamer, for rolling one heck of a seed. Possum for keeping up with all the key items coming fast and furious. This is a fun one so far.
Also, huge shoutouts to my fellow witch, Gambit. We have just been speaking rude into the seed. The only way, again, for this to be even better is if we have alt gauntlet behind that CPU, and then we have Dark Imps sitting right at that hook rat that we've had hook access to for a little bit, as Jay Brunter's getting to right now, and just no, not what you want to see. And then he's eventually going to be getting his X-Cal, at least, to make his team able to not quite roll over that Kainazo, but still put a decent hurt onto it.
And with Rex Banner going to show us who is on the Lunar Dais today. It is everyone's favorite old man, or at least my favorite old man, Tella.
Oak 2 flashbacks intensify.
Pretty much, yeah. No, I don't think Tella's going to be long for this team, and yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, absolutely. The only benefit Tella has is as an anchor in this squad, and we've already got that in the kid. Rybon gets his second adamant armor, and the real question is where is that going to even go? Like, we're going to have adamant Spoonward and adamant Cecil kind of just go to town, which I really expect is going to happen. But Rybon, checking the character, I hope at the very least here. I really hope that he goes to the full check and goes to see this King Queen Evelyn.
Yeah, if you're making this run, you have to go check King Queen Evelyn for one of the 2 bosses that you need. Otherwise, it is just a time sink completely.
Save, though. There's no save.
Might save after checking the character.
This is very true. You can save an exit. Oh, Sirens too. I forgot. Again, we've been in tournament mode for so long that I forgot the Sirens could be in this shop here.
Ooh, and Sword Probes. That's a nice fight.
For a mid-tier shop, this is fairly loaded here. No, he just wanted to check the shops. That was all he wanted.
Also, Rex Banner pulling the top down play and finding those DMs at the Murus altar. So that is one of the two bosses we need.
Very true. A little sad that they're in a free spot here, but they're going to be taken care of with pretty quick ease, to be completely honest, which is nice. A little sad, but kind of nice that it's not all rude and terribleness for the runners. But again, we still have that kind of nozzle in our back pocket and could become required.
Absolutely could be, and at this point, I am rooting for it. I mean, All Gauntlet Ogopogo would come into a nice second place for me, but yeah, All Gauntlet behind that Kanaja on the Giant would be absolutely wonderful. Also, I don't know where Rybon's going to put that adamant armor, because if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't have Cecil or Edward in his team.
I swore I had seen a Cecil or at least an Edward in his team, but I could be very wrong. I guess he'd get the Edward because everyone who's seen the spoon went and said, "Fine, I'm sorry, Edward, come back in my team, please."
True. Okay. Well, with the exception of Rex, Rex has said no Edward here.
Yeah, that's true because he hasn't fully gone and grabbed that Edward, which at this point now I think this is the squad he's going to go with. Which again, a little unfortunate, is missing out on that Cecil that we know that's kicking around. But Rybon going up to the moon, Rex Banner going to be knocking out yet another objective, and probably forgetting that we do have times where we have required. Oh my lord! No!
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, Rex, that feels so bad. Oh.
He's looking for it. He's looking for it. Where is it? There it goes. He's going to get rid of it. There it goes. That's asserting dominance right there. So Asuka is very much of the asserting dominance of, you see a crystal sword, get it out of here. High five, shoutouts to Rex Banner for following up with memes, because memes are dreams here, 100%. We like to see the community races. Everyone loves to win, but what's winning if you don't have yourself a little bit of fun and memes along the way? Dominance asserted. Rex Banner saying, "Crystal Sword, I don't care where Cecil is. I can't throw it. This is the closest I get."
In the meantime, E-Ninja is going to go take on Dwarf Castle now, it looks like. Taking the heal in the save pot, taking the save. And Jade Brunter about to pick up his Darkness Crystal in its vanilla location. Whereas we do have Bacchus wines down here in the Hummingway shop. That's a good find for Rybon.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to save every one of your casters from having to take care of that. It kind of even negates the necessity of having a Rydia, having a Porum and a Rosa. Just buy yourself about 10, 15 of those Bacchus wines, and that's kind of all she'll wrote for the seed.
Yeah, Rex Banner is making the dive down. The question is Rex going to do the full top-down play and go Crystal Sword Altar first, or is he going to go down and do Ribbon Room and all that first?
Looks like we are going a rundown towards the Ribbon Room. I kind of agree with it. We are going to go take a quick look at... This is a lot of like the boss dominant spots, because I hope Rex kind of remembers that this is in fact just K main, K summon, and that nothing is here on the moon. They just quick resets out, but not going to happen. Question from chat: is the King Queen Evelyn spot on the hook route checked? No, it has not been checked yet, unfortunately.
Only one runner has even dipped into Evelyn, and all they did was check the shops and exit right back out. But Rex Banner going to show us the Ribbon Room first, and we have... Hey, there's our Demist.
Rogue Demist that has zero value, sadly enough. Well, zero value in any sort of progression or any sort of requirements to beat the seed, but could have value in the sense that we could possibly have one of the fights. That's a Wyvern sitting there at the White Spear altar. Not going to be too scary, but also, sorry, buddy.
It's good to see Wyvern there. I mean, hey, this has been one heck of a Ribbon Room and White Spear altar. Wyvern and Demist, you gotta love it.
Absolutely. Two Surnot dragons, but actually named kind of dragons in the sea back to back. Where Rybon is actually scrambling some dragons himself, is popping some sirens and getting some bosses. Do we have the other required Ogopogo?
Nope, that's just a CPU. But that... That's a grind if you want it later on, because that's a decent spot. You're not gonna have to worry about any physical damage. It's just the CPU is all percentage based. With that
3 spots
Leviathan,
remain.
yeah, you
3
can
spots remain.
take on the orbs and do a nice grind there. But yeah, no, we're gonna go check Crystal Sword Altar. If it's not there, it's either King Queen Evelyn or CPU.
And we know what they have to get through there. And if I was Rick's banner, I'd be a little sad about having tossed away that Crystal Sword, not knowing where Cecil is. But still, yeah, I really hope that it's not here. As much as I love moon grinds accidentally because of where this alt gauntlet is. But yeah, where Rex banner is, if you're resetting out, you're basically casting exit in the first place. Don't need to take that save. Please let it be on Giant. Oh, 50-50.
All right, here we go. Which do you check first if you're Rex? Do you go dive Evelyn and check King Queen spot?
Yep.
Or do you just say, let's go check the CPU, we know what we're aiming for, let's just do this?
I think at this point, it's you take the easier one and you just kind of look in the back. You just talk to yourself the entire way through. It's like, it's there. It's 100% behind that. Absolutely behind that evil Kainazo. 100% back there. The entire step as you're going there. And the second you find out that it 100% is, and I really hope it is, it's going to be very sad. But it's I'm really hoping for the evilness.
And as our tracker possum pointing out, Rex has not checked the package. So we could see a package check for him, and he might see that Cecil and go, oh, why? Just why?
I mean, he could assert pure dominance and completely yeet away. Also, E-Ninja is getting rid of that poor Edward. He has not gotten the spoon yet? That is... Oh, he hasn't done Tower yet.
Yeah, E-Ninja has not done Zod, so does not have that spoon and said, hey, look, I've got a cane, I'll take this. We're executing the unfortunate news of Cecil behind the package and probably saying some choice words that we can't repeat on Restream right now.
We could, just you and I would never be commentating ever again. And I think it's something, as Oscar would say, it'd be heckin' fluff all over and back and forth. Or saying some very fun things too, Oscar.
In the meantime, Jay Brunter down in Evelyn does pick up 20 Sirens. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to do eggs or if he goes up to the lunar path and does some dragons. King Ryu's, that's what I'm working for. In the meantime, Rybot has found the DMs and is working on taking them out.
And is going to be rewarded with a crystal sword. And I think he has checked no, he has not checked the package as well. So that is another hopeful spot that he's going to be going there. But Jay Brunter is our first one who might give us that look of who is hiding A as the character and B as the boss here down in the King Queen Evelyn spot.
All right, show me Vanilla Edge.
Please, I need me some more vanilla in this seed. It's not quite enough. But Rex Banner is taking through. Yeah, if you're Rex, you're really hoping that this is not the antlion that we know it is, and is in fact the alt gauntlet. There it is. Speak it in.
One last tasty bit of vanilla for us in this seed. Yay, Edge. I don't think Jay Brunter takes Edge. He might, though. He hasn't done his grind, so Edge might join our party, but I highly doubt it.
This is very true. There is that very slim possibility that we take this Edge, we do a grind right afterwards, and we go, but there's a whole bunch of options that are going on right now.
We're going to get rid of the Sid. We're going to take the Edge and get rid of the Sid.
I kind of agree with this. Sid has outlived his usefulness. The damage you're going to get from Edge is going to be way more important than anything else here. And I do agree with the inventory management here. Always the worst boss as the management of inventory near the end of a seed.
Yep, in the meantime, Rex is on his way down. He's going to pick up 10 more Sirens, probably saying, okay, I'm going to do a grind later on. Ninja's going to loot Evelyn Castle here, looking for some good high-tier loot. A little late in the game, but not a bad decision.
Again, he doesn't know about the crystal sword that's waiting for that Cecil up on the top of the tower, and he also has not done... Speaking of, he has not straight up just done the tower, so that is where he is not going to get his X-Cal either.
Jay Brunter has some very, very nice setup for his edge. Double ninja gi, headband, and a strength ring. So not a bad haul for that edge. And again, not having done a grind yet, not a bad idea to go check that immediately. But he's going to go beat Rex Banner down. Rex, I don't think, takes this edge. I highly think he is set with his team and doesn't want to do anything else.
Yeah, I think Rex is very much like, I just want to know what's going on here. We already know this is Golbez here. We just need to see, do I have to, he's still saying, do I heckin' have to go and take care of that Kainazo? I really am really hoping this next like minute is basically just us as commentators. And I know the people in chat, you guys are also just saying what's going to happen, which one's it going to be too. And I'm really excited.
Jay Brunter is 2 rooms away from letting us know if it is a required giant or not.
E-Ninja, though, does find himself another Hourglass, too. I think he may have used one earlier, so having another one in his back pocket. No, he's got 4 Hourglass ones as well, so more than enough, more than capable enough item-wise to handle the Dark Imps that we're going to see in a fairly punchy spot. Strength Ring, again, the joys of inventory management near the end. Gotta do a little bit more cleanup. That is required. That Kainazo is everybody's best friend except for the runners tonight. Where are the FFs in the racer?
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be who can manage that Kainazo the best. Because that's what it's going to boil down to. You don't have a good agility set up. Kainazo is going to hit hard, get that wall up, and then start waving you fast and furious. You need to have Thor Rages. You need to be casting Lit 1 with Rydia. You need to be doing whatever you can to get that wall down as soon as possible, because that wave is HP based, and that's 62,000 something HP. That gonna hurt.
Absolutely. Answer a question in chat. How do we know Kainazo is that elements? Because Rex Banner, one of the second runner to find out, is 100% confirmed with the bad news that he has to get through that Kainazo. He's like, okay, let's see what's here in Giant. The first boss can't be that. Kainazo. No, thank you. And then left to check every other boss. And she was not something to bear. And Rybon's about to get the bad news too.
Rybon's already checked all the moon spots too, so I don't think he's checked the King Queen spot.
Do you spy what is just on E-Ninja's side right now?
Oh, I see. Evelyn. That is a huge pickup in Evelyn.
So when we're like, hey, nothing really good could come out of Evelyn, that cursed ring has just solved a lot of the problem that is going to be giving up from that Kainazo. You have an RA1 Rydia right now, and that's just chef's kiss, the best way to handle that fight, because you are going to be putting it on basically Wyvern Standard Time, and you are going to have yourselves a bit of a fight. We're probably going to see about like 1 minute or 1 hour, like 40 times before that Kainazo's gone.
Yeah, that E-Ninja might be behind in terms of checks and stuff from the other runners that are on our screen, but that curse string is going to make up a lot of time in that Kainazo fight. So definitely not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Could even take the lead depending on how bad everyone else's Kainazo fights go. So going to be interesting to see. As you see, Jay Brunter and Rex Banner doing eggs right now, leveling up. Jay Brunter doesn't know what's up on the Giant, but knows it's required. He's checked all the moon bosses. He's checked everywhere else. He knows I've got to go up there. Rex, of course, knows what he's walking into and says, I need to get as many levels as possible because I need to be surprised.
And Rybon is just finding out the bad news right now. I think he's saved. I really hope he did, because he's not going to enjoy what is about to come out, because we're about to show what is about to happen. Yeah, you are popping a couple of them Bacchus, and that poor Edward's got to do a lot of heavy lifting for this opening.
The one good thing is Rybon had already done his eggs before coming up here, so he's got the levels. He is not worried on that front. But yeah, these waves are going to come hot and heavy if you don't hurry. And Edward does not have the HP to survive a single wave at the current moment. The good news is, at least on Rex and Rybon's side, having that Yang with a Thunderclaw is going to do a bunch of damage.
Yeah, only person I knew was gonna survive that wave was gonna be Yang. You need, yeah, that first shot, you need to get that Thor Rage out because that is not what you want to see. That is, whew.
We are going to have some fun. That was 2,200 damage off of that one wave.
27, I think I saw on some of them. Also, Pasta Morpheus in chat, I do appreciate our tracker has thrown a little bit of music around here, but I think it's Welcome to the Giant, we've got huge damage waves!
So to answer your question in chat, Max Ross is coming in. 1.5 hours in no one to go mode. Well, we're technically in no mode, if you will. We know where our last boss is. We know where the gauntlet is. It's at CPU. The unfortunate thing is you've got to get through Kanazo to get to him.
Yeah, you wanted a gauntlet? I think that Kanazo himself is a gauntlet, but knowing that you not only have that, but then you have the gauntlet fight afterwards, that is a slog and a half on you because you're just like, I don't know. It's just not. Yeah, you need to make sure that Edward gets a good swipe off. And in all honesty, I still say maybe moving down to BS3 might be your best bet.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those things you want to go and check your battle speed as low as possible to get through. Rybon's going to go check and see the King-Queen spot, say, I don't want to do Kanazo, maybe I get lucky, maybe. And again, we'll probably be saying choice words, and we're not going to repeat on a restream once we get down there.
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone is kind of getting the bad news that this is not what you want out of here, and this is just not the thing. Answer question, chat. Has anybody forfeited yet? Not yet, although I'm waiting for them to start coming through.
Yeah, there are 17 runners in this race. We have 4 on our restream, plus the remaining 13 just running on their own. No one is finished. No one is forfeit. And don't know how many of them have seen this Kanazo and knows what's going down, but I'm sure we're going to have some choice words in the race spoilers once everything is said and done.
My favorite part about this is the fact that we're going to see the giant cutscene multiple times from each runner. Like, they're going to see it, they're going to go, oh, no, Kanazo, I don't need this. It can't possibly be behind here. And then Asuka in the background just like, but wait, it is. And then they're going to have to come back and just like, I don't want it. I don't want it.
So Dathis, what would you be your over-under right now on number of wipes to this Kanazo?
Are we talking entire race wide or just the restream?
Just the restream.
I honestly, it's going to depend. I think E-Ninja is going to have the best bet of it if he gets his agility set up properly. For the rest of the team, I think once they get down to BS4 or so, I see less, and see, I speak it, and Rex Banner's just right there reading my mind. I'm expecting at least 1 wipe per runner, maybe 2. Rex might beat that because he's done a lower battle speed, but I expect 2. What about you?
I'm thinking combined, we're looking probably about 7 total wipes between the 4 runners. Maybe a little bit more depending, but that's what I'm thinking.
We've seen 1 so far, so we need 6 more.
Yeah, Jay Runter going straight in. It's like, you know what? He hasn't actually gone up to the moon yet. Probably doing the same thing that I was thinking earlier. Take this as your grind. Take these bosses, take these experience, and doing the best here. We're going to toss the kitchen sink with Edge. Don't blame that. Did we get the Thor Rage off in time, though? That's going to be the question.
That damage, though, is going to be very huge. Whether or not we got the Thor Rage off in time, a good chunk of damage was put into him. And especially with that toss, now the nuke. We saw the physical hit, though, so we're all good.
Yeah, physical hit coming out. That means we definitely got the Thor Rage off in time. We got some good damage with that Dragoon Spear dart on Edge there. Nuke from Rydia should be in good shape where Edward might still go down to that next wave if we see it. It doesn't look like we're going to. But after this point, it should actually be okay. Might be able to have everybody survive a wave once we get healed up.
Yeah, I think maybe another hit from Cecil, and then you could probably even have Edward start being berserked here, and then just kind of go to town and let these waves keep coming out. Because yeah, look at that, even right ahead of me right there, Jay Brunter's just kind of going. I don't think this wave is going to hurt much. Not Rydia, Hora might go down, but that's really about all you're going to be seeing here.
In the meantime, we do have a first place finisher in this race. Someone who has rode the wave, taken out the gauntlet, and taken Zeromus down. Decker Smash is finished in first place, 1 hour, 38 minutes, 29 seconds. So GG's.
Big GG's to him. This was a seed that was not kind. And yeah, look at the damage. A couple of big hits. Neuters that 2,700 damage wave all the way down to 700 damage. And we're already in the shell. Yeah, one single wave gets out. Jay Brunter handling this very, very cleanly. Rex Banner also shoving out a good amount of damage. And just right behind him, too.
Yeah, the problem with Jay Brunter is he's not gone to the moon, does not have the DMs down. Is still going to be... He's going to be happy once he gets the DMs down, getting that crystal sword for that Cecil. But depending on how he does the moon, might be a while before he actually checks that Murrah altar. We do have a second place finisher coming in right behind Decker's Fast. Roger McBain is finished 1 hour, 39 minutes, 48 seconds. GG's to Roger.
Yeah, big GG's to those guys. This is not a kind seed. And the fact that our first place finishes are under 1 hour and 40 minutes, that is really big. And we have Rex Banner getting white off with Rosa, and that poor Kai nozzle is just not as scary as it was after people say, no, now we're ready for you. It's always scary when you first look at it, but after that, you once you're prepped, just no thank you.
If in the meantime, Jay Brunter is going to check the CPU spot, ready to reset out if it's not the Alt Gauntlet, but we know it is, and there it is, the Searcher and 2 Beamers. You want to do a D-Machine grind? Because we've got D-Machine grind right here.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is actually, as pointed out by Morpheus, this first fight here is in fact your D-Machine, so if you need it still, but I think our runners are quite fine without it.
Also, is it just me or did Jay Brunter forget to heal up before this fight because he wasn't expecting it to be here?
I'm going to guess that he wasn't prepared for this one, but I think he's going to be mostly okay. XP is going to be real good. He's going to get all the levels he needs. His Porum is rocking a crap load of HP, too.
Yeah, in the meantime, we do have a third place finisher. Harumph has finished in third place, 1 hour, 40 minutes, 58 seconds.
Big GG's to Harumph. Fantastic runner. Great person in the restream community as well. Again, everybody that we have tonight putting on great shows. This is not a kind seed. It's been very, very rude in a lot of places. The roughest part was the very opening of it, and I'm glad that our runners were able to kind of persevere with the lack of power that they were given. And even Jay Brunter getting off a life glitch here too. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, hadn't done a full grind yet. Says, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity and do a little bit more grinding here. So, not a bad idea. Edge isn't going to get these experience, but that's okay. Edge is okay.
Yeah, he's got more than enough HP to go handle Zeromus. Hey, look, D money. That's a bunch of XP.
Well, Porum went down.
This is where we need to get that stop off, though.
Yeah, this is a spot where if you've got a hourglass still left, you want to use it on this fight.
Oh, absolutely. There's 2 hourglasses required. One's pretty much on this one. The other one is going to be on the Dark Imps.
There we go.
Rydia actually getting a couple of extra items, too.
Yeah, Rydia is going to...
He needs to know.
He's trying to wait out the dwarf. Oh, that's... He's going to go out and in? Yep, out and in. There we go. So Rydia got off the weak on the D machine, and Cecil takes it down, no problem.
Shame, because that's a lot of XP for everybody, but at least Edward's getting a good chunk of it, so he's got enough HP where he is going to survive a big bang. He can almost survive it unnerfed now.
I mean, if he's got the adamant armor on, he definitely could survive it unnerfed at this point.
And I know Asuka is very proud that her Spoonward Boy gets to be seen on pretty much on most scenes here.
Yep, 3 of our 4 featured runners have the adamant spoon. Or sorry, 2 of the 4. I forgot E-Ninja does not have the spoon or the Rydia for a moment.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a shame. It is very uncommon when we let Spoonward get to have his full day in the sun, but when we do get to let it happen, it is always a good time.
Meantime, we do have a 4th place finisher. Pryor has finished at 1 hour, 43 minutes, 32 seconds. GG's.
Yeah, I expect the finishes to be coming out fast and furious now. This is about the time when people have started to get through, started to say, okay, we have the levels now, and we do have a lot of brute force again, as you were given access to. You were given access to a crystal sword. You're given access to an Excalibur. You're given access to a adamant spoonword, 2 adamant armors. This is basically like, hey, how to handle Kaimazo the brute force way.
Also, you want a black mage? We got a black mage on top of the giant.
Ooh, absolutely not.
The Jay Bruncher is going to be the first one to have objective number 2 lit up. Still needs to find those DMs at the Mura altar, but for right now, in pretty good shape. Rex Banner in the last fight, I believe, of this gauntlet should be through it momentarily and will get his crystal, be in go mode, and then there'll be a quick little flight up to Troya and taking the pass, and we'll probably find our butt pretty soon here.
Well, I mean, mine's currently behind me on my chair, so I don't know exactly where it is. But yeah, as you said, first one on the stream at 1:44:59 gets himself his crystal, all 5 objectives lit up, and a fairly thoroughly run seed, to be completely honest. Yeah, we don't need that siren anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get rid of the siren. You got all the levels you need. Don't worry about it right now.
Jay Brunter knows he doesn't have to go for any other key items here. We're just going for face check boss mode right now.
Yeah, probably going to be very, very upset when you see this Valvalis over here. But then very happy in the fact that, hey, I've got all the gating key items. This Valvalis is not required. Go away.
Yeah, I know that if I was in his position, I would see that and be like, nope, you know what? We are very happy to see this. Also, Rybon threw that fight in his own gauntlet, right in the middle of it. Very well done. Again, this is the HP values he has. He had 2 people that could pretty much almost survive the first opening wave. Absolutely fantastic.
E-Ninja is debating on whether or not he wants to take the Zeus gauntlet. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll find out shortly if it's just a screen freeze or if E-Ninja's lost connection. But in the meantime, Rex Banner landing at Troya, going to check his agility. That's not bad. It's 27 agility, it looks like.
That's about where you want Rydia to be. Could take off the... Oh, I'm going to leave the tiara on. Could maybe try and manipulate it a little bit more with that flame whip, which I think gives... Nope. Just going to put on the Artemis arrows, which is 10, so that's a 37 agility Rydia. Oh, I guess just retooling the gear so he figures out what he's going to do. I think the flame whip might be his best bet. I think it's a 4 agility. Oh, 5 agility.
5. But here we go.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting fight. I'm really excited to see this. This pass we've held on to for a hot minute is going to give us access to the Troya dance room, which has actually been repurposed from a studio into a quick fight all the way to run up from a special road. It takes us right to Zromas.
Yeah, and as Rex Banner is going there, we do have a 5th place finisher, the birthday boy himself, Ingy Dave, 1 hour, 47 minutes, 17 seconds. GG's to him.
GG's and happy birthday to him. And while we're doing that, Zromas, we've always said it. He's too fast. He's too much of a little bit of everything. So we leave him vanilla, which I'm completely happy with. Gambit's completely happy with. But we do change a little bit here and there. The big thing we like to do is we like to change how he gets to dress up. He gets to be a part. He gets to, be part of the fun that way. And Gambit, I opened it up the show. Let's give you the closing. It's all for you, my friend.
Well, as you said, he's a little bit too big, too bad to rotate, so we do something else to him. We rotate his image. Give him a new face every time. So, in the best free enterprise fashion, whose butt are we going to kick tonight? I'm personally hoping for Vanilla Miss.
We have seen that recently. I do love it. Alternatively, additional questions. Is butt cute? And does it have a butt?
And to answer a question in the chat, there is Castlevania sprites in there. We did not have any type of custom sprite for this seed, so it is all random. In the 400 or 529 sprites, I think there are right now. I might be corrected in chat.
I have lost count. Our lovely art wizard Scala is in fact in the chat. Could correct us, but we are going to find out exactly who it is. Zoromus growls, ha 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 ha.
I think this is definitely a fitting sprite considering everything the runners had to go through.
I absolutely love Final Fantasy X. Tidus is a great character, and his forced laugh here is pretty much what all the runners are going to be doing at the end. Like, oh, that into this Zoromus sprite? Ha ha ha, Asuka.
In the meantime, we've got Rex Banner in control of this fight, setting up the cure on whoever took the Big Bang, or not the Big Bang, the nuke, which was Yang. Kane and Yang are both zerked up, I believe.
There are a whole bunch of Bacchus wines going to be thrown around. There's a whole bunch of swinging going on. Some reflected nukes, some star veils. We're going to have all the good times.
Meantime, Rybon is right on Rex Banner's tail. He is heading to his Zoromus fight as we speak. Dave Brunter is doing the face checks of the bosses. He decided to go bottom up. Don't blame him. It's more of a boss selection down there. Unfortunately, we know that is not the correct choice in this particular case. But we'll find it soon enough, so.
Comment in chat from Woken Smoke. He literally yells the nukes. Yep, every counter nuke is actually one ha, and every roll of Bing Bang is a ha in itself. Yeah, we have Rybon hot on the heels of Rex Banner. Jay Brunter doing the rundown, is still looking for that last boss that we know exactly where it is. Is going to have to be going top down to eventually find it, but we'll be there eventually. Whereas E-Ninja is doing his cleanup of the underground right now. Again, really well run by all of these runners. Guys, give shoutouts to giving them a whole bunch of love. While we have a lot of reflected damage coming out on Rex Banner's side. There's swings, there's hybrid strats, there's 8,000 damage from that nuke from Rydia.
Yeah, Jay Bruncher, that was the last check he needed before finding out, okay, it's at Mura, because he's checked everything else. So he knows where those Dark Imps are now. Gonna head back into it and be in go mode very, very shortly.
Still sad it's not a 17 out of 17 seed, but ha 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 is again showing up on the bottom left screen of Rybon.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Rybon, Rex Banner is too quick. That white takes care of Ha 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 Miss, and Rex Banner is finished in 6th place, in 1st place of our restream. 1 hour, 51 minutes, 16 seconds. Get your GGs out. We also had Lord Bobry finishing in 7th, right behind him at 1 hour, 51 minutes, 31 seconds. So GGs to Lord Bobry in 7th.
Yeah, let's see if we can get either one. If we can get Rex Banner in here as well, and for an interview, it's going to be absolutely fantastic to get a little bit of his thoughts and how much laughter he's going to have on this scene. And as we are waiting, we do see Rybon here gets out the elixirs, gets out the Bacchus wines. The bruisers are getting their work done, and yeah, that's 5k swings from everybody. That's 3k from Rosa too. That's some good damage.
Yep, I'm just waiting on Jay Bruncher to finish this fight so he gets his crystal sword.
Oh, that's gonna be a good time. That is gonna be a very quick Z fight for Jay Brunter with the brute force he's got. I want to see Rybon do Quint, and I'm sad if it's not happening. Oh, there it is. We have Quint as well. We have all the memes tonight, people.
In the meantime, we do have a 8th place finisher. Plumeria Knights finished in 8th, 1 hour, 52 minutes, 46 seconds. GG's to Plumeria, and I believe we are joined by the 1st place person on our restream, Rex Banner. GG's and well played.
Thank you. Good evening, folks, and GG to everyone. That was a wonderful seed.
Wasn't it just though? So give us your let's go with the last couple of minutes of that seed. The last about 20 minutes of it. How? What would your words for that be that are restream friendly?
Wonderful. That is honestly my kind of lovely, terrible seed. Knowing that Alt Gauntlet was behind Kane Ozo, it made it great to me.
All right, so let's get back to the beginning of your seed. You have team 140 HP. You have Rydia. You have Porum. Where's your plan of attack for this seed?
Loot and hopefully able to find something to give one of the two of them some power. So, like, finding the Silent Staff was rather nice. I'm like, okay, at least Porum can bonk away. Happening to come across those Artemis bows later were even nicer, but basically looking for some sort of bonk stick, you know, heroin robe ideally, but can't always hope for that.
Exactly. So, you're looking for power, and you decide, hey, let's go up Mount Hobbs, and you're given a Luge into an Edward. How happy are you seeing that lovely pairing up there?
A little disappointed because I always love the experience from that area, but it's not worth the time sink for an Edward and the time experience loss from it being Lugi. So that made me disappointed, but at the same time, I didn't have to take Edward, so yay.
But you could have had it out of its Spoonward.
I could have, but by the time I found, the spoon, I'm like, well, it's a little late. And then I found the adamant, and it's like, yeah, nope, not happening. I have Kane, who in my terms is best boy, so we had to put it on the proper person.
He's out of line, but he's right. But additionally, Rex, so you see that crystal sword. How did you feel about seeing that and asserting your dominance?
Well, about the same as you saw me just open it up and trash it. That's about how I felt. And then when I did the package that I've had for a while, but I didn't want to do the time sink into it and see it was a Cecil, slightly disappointed at that point.
Yeah, I was going to say, pulling that package, finding that Cecil, you're probably like, why? Why do you have to be here?
Pretty much, I'm like, of all the places you hid, here, not impressed. But in the end, it worked out. The team I had was a good team. I actually really like dual white mages just to get berserks out if you need them, and then Yakir and whites. I will been becoming more of a fan of the dual white mage teams.
Yeah, nothing wrong with having 2 sources of Blink, 2 sources of Berserk, and 2 sources of Cure 4 when you need it.
Yep.
Well, I'm about out of questions. Dathis, do you have anything else for Rex?
No, I think that pretty much... so we are just seeing right on the spoiler log here, there's the rat tail that was hidden behind that Valvalis. Yeah, you see that Valvalis at the only other key item gating spot, knowing you need nothing. How happy were you to say, nope, glad you were unnecessary here?
That spot's not bad for Val. I was happy it wasn't necessary, but Val there I'd rather see than some other places. Val can be hit. So, once again, with 2 white mages, it's just a blink thing. You throw up 5 blinks, and the fight is time-consuming, but free.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Thank you very much for choosing to be on Restream tonight, Rex. You put up one heck of a run. Again, 150, 116 with that lovely bit of routing and that lovely set of bosses as they were. You did a fantastic job. And are you going to be doing the salty run back on Friday?
We'll see. I'm not too sure yet. I don't know what my plans are for Friday, but chances are I probably will. But can't make any promises at this point.
Well, GG's again and well played. Thank you so much for being on Restream, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Well, thank you, folks. GG to everyone, and thank everyone for putting this on. Oscar Restream. I'm going to say Possum was eating the buttons instead of pressing them. And to both you, Dothis and Gambit, for the commentary. You folks have yourselves a good evening.
Thank you, Rex. In the meantime, we have had a slew of other finishers. And Microcords coming in 9th, an hour 53:43. Our second person on Restream finishing, Rybon, at 1 hour 53:58. Scythe Marshall at 11th place, 1 hour 54:35. And Tybalt in 12th, 1:55:43. And we are joined by that 10th place person, second on our Restream, Rybon. GG's and well played.
Hey, thank you very much. All right,
So-
Rob. So let's get the early game out of the way. As I mentioned, as I asked Rex, you have team 140 HP. How's your first looting going, and what's your first thought process?
I definitely didn't feel very good about the losing up front. I may struggle a little bit because, man, that was nearly 2 hours ago, huh? But I don't remember getting a whole lot. That flame was actually quite useful, and the mute knife actually did some work with Eddie, who unfortunately was, sitting up there on Hom. I was looking for someone with a little more impact early game. He definitely had impact late game, but no, it was just bouncing off Magus Sisters, bouncing off a bunch of different things, trying to find a way through. And eventually I did, but I think I lost a ton of time there. If I had happened to take out Magus Sisters my first time through, which I probably could have if I had been a little more efficient with it, I would have gotten that Magma. I could have cashed in that Siren pretty early, and early game would have been a whole lot easier, but it just didn't work out that way, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you got that with the looting. Then you go up Hobbs looking for a character. You see the Edward. What's your thoughts on that up there with the Luge guarding him?
My first thought is I would really like a spoon. My second thought is that is a difficult boss to get through, unfortunately. I didn't find any J items, and I kind of scrolled through my initial loot or my kits early on pretty quickly, so I didn't know if I had any Glorious or a Stardust. Turns out I didn't, but I did happen to have a couple pockets, and that probably wasn't the most efficient use for them, unfortunately, but they did get me through the fight, so I was happy enough to use them there. And I really just wanted the XP as well. I know Luge has a little bit of reduced experience, but with team 140 HP, as you said, every little bit of XP helps.
Yeah, every little bit of XP gets you moving through that seed, and got you moving pretty well once you got through. That earlier deals play was interesting. What made you do that first?
Ordeals is, in my opinion, kind of an easy check for the most part. With Team 140 HP, or in this case, Edward, Porum, and Rydia, I didn't have a lot of offense. I bounced off Magus Sisters. I'm like, well, where else can I really go? I could pop over to, say, Baron Inn, but I normally think that's a little more difficult, whereas Ordeals, at least Ordeals 1, is pretty free most of the time. Ordeals 2 can really be tricky. But no, I'm like, Ordeals, decent amount of XP. I think about 4k each spot for Ordeals 1 and Ordeals 2. So I figured that was plausible for the party that I currently had, and it was. I felt a little bad, however, after the fact when I failed to loot the remainder of the bull, and I believe there was an Artemis bow up there. That certainly would have made things quite a bit more easier if I threw that on Porum or Rydia. And then when I eventually looted the public treasury, there was a Leviathan there, and I'm like, oh, that would have made early game so much more easier. But no, I had to get through it with a flame whip and a mute knife, and it took a while, but I'm happy that I was actually able to do it. But probably my favorite part of the seed was ditching Eddie, finally, in the Tower of Zot, finishing up Zot, and hey, there's a spoon. So I think that play may have summoned the spoon, and Eddie had a ton of value for the remainder of the seed. Pretty much the MVP for my team.
I'll tell you this much: you're not the only one who ditched Edward in Zot and then immediately went back to Mysidia to pick him back up.
Yeah, I think you, Brunter, and Inja all just were like, fine, I'll bring you back, Eddie.
Yep, he was certainly the number one candidate for me, at least, for the first adamant armor that I picked up, and he wore it quite well.
So, what were your thoughts once you realized where that Fabul gauntlet was? After finding, checking everything else, you saw that there was Kanazo there at Elements, and then you're like, well, crap, I've got to get through this to get to that gauntlet. What was your thoughts there?
Well, when I first bounced off the Kanazo, I was taking it a little too quick. Battle speed 1 and all that. I didn't save beforehand. I figured, I'm pretty much a power overwhelming. I've got a couple of adamant armors. I have a spoon word. I have Artie, Rosa. I can get through whatever is here. Ended up being Turtle, and I could get through the Turtle. I just took it too lightly, unfortunately. just before the wave hit, I'm like, I think this does a lot of damage, right? And then my entire party went plop. And I'm like, well, I saved on the moon, so let me go check the other two spots remaining, which would be King, Queen, Eblin, and Package. Both of those were Womps. And I'm like, well, my thought is I lost by about 15 minutes. However, I have to get through that turtle regardless, so it's not too difficult of a fight. If you turn the battle speed down, or if you actually try to, throw some Thor rages. So I wasn't too intimidated by the turtle. I just wish I was a little more cautious the first time I entered Giant, because that probably would have cut off about 7-8 minutes from this entire seed. But no, the turtle wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, you had a good amount of damage to just chunk through the HP right off the bat and make those waves very manageable. It was very nice watching you go through that. And again, once everyone started getting through there, the second time through, Gavin and I, we actually had a bet of how many wipes we'd see, and we really hit the over on that. We saw 7 altogether. We saw, what, 1 wipe?
I think 2 total between the 3 runners who have gone through there so far. So
hopefully people still had their Thor rages by that point. I know there were plenty of opportunities to use them beforehand. I think as Octomam was dying at the back attack on Ordeal, though, I was thinking, wait, I probably should have used some Thor rages there. That would have sped it up a little bit. But I'm glad I still had a little bit at the end of the game.
yeah, those Thor rages coming in clutch to get those waves down, at least until you got enough damage out to those waves being manageable, and then from that point it was just easy peasy get through, and then dealing with the funness that is an alt gauntlet at CPU.
Oh yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, by that point, everyone had way too much XP, I'm sure, and for the other runner on stream as well, everyone probably was. I mean, they had Eddie with that 1500 HP. That is one very healthy Bard. I think I had over 5k HP on Yang by the end of that gauntlet. As long as you didn't do anything silly, like not stop that D machine, then it was pretty much a free gauntlet, assuming that you went up there with power.
Also, I want to give you big props. You managed to hit the one of the many memes that we love. That was Quint Zerk at the very end. Not really, obviously necessary the amount of damage you're putting out, but still, chef kiss to you, my friend. Always embrace your memes. Do not let them be your dreams.
That's right. You have to appease the memes, and luckily the party and the amount of buckets was flowing quite well tonight to actually make it happen.
Absolutely. So, are you going to be participating in the salty runback on Friday of these flags?
If I have nothing else to do Friday evening, sure, why not? Try to finish a little better this time around, but it's a fun little seed. I didn't know really anything about night mode before the actual seed began. I saw what Scala had written in race chat, and I'm like, oh, okay. But it impacted the gameplay a little bit. It seemed like one of the more mild wacky flags, but it's a fun little mode, and seed is, I mean, I like anything more Sea Hero. I love Sea Hero, so even if it is just a Rydia with a Sea Hero, I do appreciate flag sets with that, so yeah, I'll probably give it a shot.
All right, well, GG's once again, well played, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Great, thanks a lot. Thanks all 4 of you, Asuka, Darth, Gambit, and Possum, of course, and see you around next time. Take it easy.
All right, so as I said, that was our 10th place finisher, second on Restream, Rybon. Since then, we've had a couple more finishers. Jay Bruncher, our third person on Restream, finished 159.09. Y2 Sky in 14th at 202.09. Frostbite 3030 and 15th, 204.43. Jay Bruncher has declined an interview, which is always his right in any Restream. So we do want to thank Jay Bruncher for participating, and GG's to him on his finish.
Absolutely, GG's. These are meant for fun. If all you want to do is just put on a good show, and then you want to be that quiet man in the background, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to be the boisterous person like myself and Gambit here, then that's also something you can do. Also, a comment from Tybalt in chat. I would have been very proud there was a vanilla team at the very end. Yes, that is something very true. Rydia, you do have access to all the vanilla characters, especially if you decided to run the gambit of everything else. and last location where that alt gauntlet was, you could have picked and chose pretty much whoever you would have wanted at that point.
Speaking of E-Ninja giving us our last look at the vanilla on the screen, there is their vanilla darkness crystal. He is probably very happy to see that, as that's the one key he's been missing this entire seed. Has to get out of Luca Cave, shouldn't be too big of a problem for his team, and then head up to the moon to find those D-Imps, the giant to find that full gauntlet, and still has to deal with the Mylon and friends down in Feymarch, but definitely working his way slowly but surely through the seed. He's doing a great job of it.
Absolutely, putting it forth a fantastic effort. And yeah, with that crystal sword, sorry, not the crystal sword, the Excalibur that he has on Cecil, because that's more than enough damage what he done. And obviously that adamant armor there, that is kind of all you're really going to need to keep him from, being knocked down with any sort of ease. As long as Porum keeps everybody else's HP topped up, this Canadian Nope Noodle is going to be not very long for the road, eh?
Yeah, very, very true. Just kind of slowly but surely, we're going to go Cure 3 coming out from Porum. That'll get everybody healed up, at least enough to survive another wave. And then again, Cecil's just going to keep plugging away at this Ogopogo, taking him down pretty fast.
Actually, a good point from our tracker and restreamer. He hasn't even checked Waterfall for the Water Hag, so he does have a little bit extra running around to do.
You're right. I said it was the Mylon he hadn't done. You're right. It's the Water Hag that he hasn't done yet.
Yeah, he's got both of the Mylons done, which, I mean, I don't blame him. With that Crystal Sword, I kind of would just be like, and you get to go burr, and there's nothing that's going to really make you afraid.
Yeah, so I have to see if he goes and checks the waterfall for that Water Hag before going up to the moon. If he does, and he knows it's there and just hasn't done it yet. If he doesn't, he might not have checked it, might have forgotten about it.
This is very true. And again, the one problem with this Nope Noodle is if you're not prepared, it does attack pretty quickly here. This is not a slow spot.
Yeah, but Excal Cecil, doing Excal Cecil things, we are through that Ogopogo. And now it's a quick little warp out of the sealed cave. Also, yes, that was our deal with our tracker Possum. He was allowed to eat all the buttons he didn't press, so he's had his fill of rat tails and legend swords and sand rubies.
Absolutely, and look at all the extra ones he gets to eat. He gets to eat all those ones on Rybon's side. He gets 3 on J-Brunters. Rex Banner's got even left 4 for him, 5 for him. Look at all the buttons for him this evening.
One last shout out to our restream team, Oscar424, rolling this seed, providing us the restream, making sure all the pictures are going. Possum doing the tracking. My wonderful co-commentator Dathis, who it has been too long since we've done commentary together, and it is always a pleasure, my friend.
Oh, absolutely, Gambit. Everybody, the restream team, absolutely fantastic. You and I were probably one of the first ones that I did comms with, and always a pleasure whatsoever. And having Oscar back us up, pretty fantastic. She's been rolling more and more fun seeds. Still does not reach quite the Skull Kitty level of garbage, but has dumpster fires of her own.
Yeah, this one's not quite a dumpster fire, but it was pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's about as close as we can get to that. The Crystal Sword and the Spoon Word pretty much kind of negated a lot of the problems of that Kainazo, but that Kainazo was still... Again, this entire seed, very chef's kiss to just like rude last locationing things. I don't want to do this. Please don't make me. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, the only way this would have been full on dumpster fire would have been if we had seen that Algali Ogopogo.
I'm apparently being threatened with being muted because I am saying that Asuka does not roll as much of dumpster fire seeds. I will take that muting all the time. I've been attacked by other admins, and it's a fun time every time I have to challenge you guys.
In the meantime, E-Ninja is going to be heading up to the moon. Again, right now in boss mode check, needs to find those imps, the full gauntlet, and the Water Hag if he has not checked the waterfall yet. And should be through the seed relatively quick order. Knows there's nothing else gating that he needs to find, so it's literally just a check and go at this point.
Yeah, he is in the lovely bit of face check mode. Basically, these are what's here. Go check and find out. I do hope he remembers that he has bosses on the blue planet to go and check. Namely, I don't believe he's also checked that Odin spot. Sorry, not the Odin spot. The Odin in Demist location.
In the meantime, we do have the 16th place finisher, Warlink, has finished with 2 hours, 12 minutes, 19 seconds. GG's to Warlink.
Indeed, GG's. This is, again, a seed that if you do certain things too quickly or are not prepared for certain fights, these times, 100% respectable. 17 out of 17, 100% possible. Also, depends on how much fun you want to have. If you want to go with your favorite characters, if you want to go with the full reflex strats, if you want to go however you want to do it. Not a problem with any bit of it.
Yep, and with that finish, it does mean that we have had 0 forfeits from the seed. So after, what looked like a very rude start and a very rude turtle, everybody persevered and everybody is working their way through it.
Absolutely, and that does kind of show the character of the runners that we have in this community. This is a seed that can kind of test your early game knowledge and how much you know you can and cannot get through. And a lot of the looting really supplemented that. I think we saw 2 dancing daggers throughout the beginning, which a lot of the runners kind of didn't really take advantage of. They took more advantage of just like getting through some of the fights and then kind of brute forcing, and then that Artemis bow kind of just carried through the rest. Yeah, E-Ninja sees this and says, I'm sorry, no thank you. And 100% agree. That is a vow that nobody wants to take if they don't have to.
Yeah, again, you already know there's no gating key items. There's nothing that's going to prevent me from finding whatever bosses I need to find. I'm not taking you by.
Maybe in a push B to jump seed, just because you can jump all day and that's a fun time. But yeah, with the flags that we've got going on here, this wacky is, again, night mode, which is one of the kinder of the wackier flags. There's a whole bunch of other ones that you can go from as hard as the floor is lava to as easy and crazy as not the spoiled milk, the drink one where every potion is named something different. That's a fun one.
There's also, for those who want to have some S-Wild action going on, time is money. Just wait long enough, you'll be able to buy as many adamant armors as you want to.
This is very true. Another one of the wacky flags that is another of my favorite is also something worth fighting for, where it is so hard on a treasure goblin like me. It's like, do I really want this? It's so harsh, but it is also such a great time. E-Ninja, speaking of harsh, gonna find himself a Tella and says, sorry old man, probably gonna say, sorry old man, you're not welcome here.
Yeah, talking about something worth fighting for. If you really want to see that flag in action, go back through the VODs on our YouTube channel. Free Enterprise YouTube channels has all of our Free Enterprise races that we have done on this channel. There was a wacky flag race last season with something worth fighting for, but it had the Armadillo grind, which is an absolutely wonderful thing to see, and I will spoil no more than that, because you should go check that out.
I definitely missed that one, and I'm a little disappointed. There was another one that I missed, the Omnidextrous. That's a really fun one. How do you like everybody wearing nothing but adamants and using crystal swords? Everybody gets a crystal sword. That is where you just quint Zerk and have a good time.
We've also got World Series of Darts, where everything is a dart, and have fun darting everything. But yeah, we say all this to say that there is no wrong way to play this this randomizer. Whether you want to play it competitively, whether you want to do these weekly races that we do, or if you just want to play it for fun. There are so many flags, so many different flag sets, so many different levels of play that you can do whatever you want, and it's not wrong. And we love having other people of the community come in. We love having people come by and say, hey, look, I like playing this mode, or I like playing this mode. And we are all here for you, and we are all here for it. So definitely, again, if you're not already joining our Discord, come by, say hi, play some of your own seeds, do whatever you want, and just have fun with it.
And as he was saying, they were saying, Again, I was mentioning that there are all the different ways. If you even want, we have a newbies corner, which is if you have any questions, you're stuck, it's like, oh, I don't know how to handle this fight. We can help you with like exactly how you were taken up in these locations. Maybe you can try this, do this. Oh, I may have forgotten this location. Anything that you think may have been missed, we are always so very welcoming and so wanting to help people to get through their seeds and just enjoy the game, because Final Fantasy IV and 2/4 is a game very near and dear to a lot of our hearts, or else we wouldn't have the passion that we have for it. And speaking of passion, and E-Ninja's showing his passion, getting through this fight and finding one of the last 3 required bosses. They get a little scary if you don't toss those hourglasses out. They can punch pretty hard here.
Yeah, that they can, but again, with that X-Cal on Cecil, Cecil is doing Cecil things. I believe he's got the adamant armor on Cecil as well, so Cecil's not really in any danger. Mostly trying to pick everybody up to, get the experience on it, but Cecil is just going to town. She'll be able to get through this no problem.
Absolutely. Cecil alone right now is, with that X-Cal Adamant, is pretty much just a walking tank. He fears no enemy except for the one enemy he's going to be slightly afraid of in a few minutes when he finds that Kainazo. But even then, not really much to be scared of. Poor Porum doesn't get the XP here, but gets to the boss in quick fashion, gets that Dark Imp finished, and the Crystal Sword, which I expect is going to be stapled to Cecil real quick.
We're not worried about Porum. We're setting up a slingshot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Slingshot off of... Wait, what?
Slingshot off the Kanazo, come on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. But with that, there's the Crystal Sword going right onto Cecil. The big thing is he's going to be getting the bad news as he goes down through the rest of the Lunar Subterrane. It's not here, my friend. You are going to have to find your other 2 bosses in another castle.
Yep, back into the waterfall for Water Hag, and on the giant for that gauntlet. And good news is he will realize, hey, it's not up here pretty darn quick, because just 4 bosses to check down here and then go, what am I missing? And we've all had those times where we've sat there and been deep into a seed and think we know where everything is, and then go, wait, it's not here? What have I missed? What have I not done?
Oh, I very much remember many seeds where I've been like, man, where is this? I can't believe I didn't do this. How am I not finding? And then you absolutely last location, or you forget that a specific flag isn't on, or as with a community race previous that we did, I forgot that free key items were on. I fought Demist, and I went to go talk to Rydia's mom, and she didn't give me anything. And I was like, but that ain't right. And it's like, oh, right, no free key items. Thankfully, it wasn't beneficial, but there have been many times where I've been bitten by the no free key items and something very important being hidden right there in plain sight.
See, I'm just looking at the hairdryer's chest in any of the 2v2 matches.
Oh, K-Trap is probably my worst, and I will admit this. I have been bitten by Eblin Castle, the top left area, where it has that one treasure chest in the in one of the pots that's right by the treasure chest. I keep forgetting that one that's on the little hidden pathway there. I forget it so many times, and every time I forget, I'm like, wait, how is that there?
Yeah, those little pots, they can get you sometimes if you don't know where to look. You Ninja thought about taking on the Wyvern for a second, and they got Mega Nuked and said, nope, never mind. Let's go somewhere else here. Oof, yeah. And had not saved down at the bottom. Ooh.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd be going and looking to see when my last save was, just to double check. That he may have to redo the Dark Imps fight, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, because I believe this is before Dark Imps. Yep, and there, unfortunately, I don't blame him on this. E-Ninja has decided to forfeit, noticed he was the last one remaining, and said, you know what, I'm done for right now. I don't blame him. He did a great fight and did a great job. Get your GG on chat. We're going to see if he wants to come in for an interview.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no shame in it. If you get through a fight and you don't have to do it, and again, it's not always just the fact of whether it's too much of a slog for you or something along those lines. If you just aren't having fun anymore, FFing is not uncommon. I've personally FF'd out of my fair share of seeds. It's very much a thing that every one of us have done here, and it just sometimes you're not feeling it, or you go, ugh, I have to redo this. You know what? I don't want to, and yeah. But props to E-Ninja for sticking it out the way he is, and we will hopefully get them in for an interview very shortly. Yeah, also speaks to the character that it's like, you know what? I know my limits. We've done through here. We know where things are going to go. I do hope that he finishes out in an additional time. But again, here's E-Ninja. GG's, my friend. Very well run seed overall.
Man, I
So,
blew
an
a
additional
lot
time.
of plays in
But
that
again,
run.
here's E-Ninja.
you know
GG's, my
what?
friend.
To
Very
learn
well
from
run
what you've
seed
made the
overall.
mistakes,
That's the more important thing, and to know where you went wrong. That is a lot. Tells a lot about your character as a runner. But you know what?
I
To
know.
learn from what you've
Yeah,
made
you
the
did.
mistakes.
You did great.
that's the-
Going through the seed, kind of going through everything. It just a couple of bad breaks for you, but
Yeah.
I will tell you this much, and this is going to be something that you need to take pride in.
Yeah,
You're the
give
only
me-
runner who found the curse ring. No one else found that curse
Really?
ring.
No one found curse ring. Where I can't even remember where it was at.
In Castle Evelyn, you were the only one who
Evelyn,
looted
yeah.
there. No one else had it, which means everybody else's agility was all kind of the wrong kind of special. So you were set in that department,
Wow.
which is again A+ to you. That's something no one else found, and you should take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah. I know Oscar says I'm getting better, so
Absolutely. And again, every seed, no matter how little of an improvement you make, is still an improvement. There are some of us who it's taken many seeds to where we want to run tournaments, and there's some of us who have run in tournaments and we go, no, back up, because it's whether it's too much or you enjoy a more casual aspect. Never think that you have to compare yourself to anybody else. Are you having fun? If answer is yes, then that's what matters in the end, right?
that is true. And I usually have fun when I do seeds.
And an Excalibur Adamant Cecil's pretty fun, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I got Crystal Sword at the end.
Yeah,
How are you feeling with the power you were given about the mid through the seed? We know the early game of that seed was very low power, but when you started seeing like the spoon and such like that, how were you feeling?
The spoon was the spoon flag on?
It was.
I actually didn't know that. I wish I hadn't ditched that Edward. If I'd known spoon flag was on, I might have not even ditched Edward. Unfortunately, it's like, who do you pitch? Do you pitch Porum, which is your healer? And I'm like, no. I was gonna like split on who I would actually drop if I had to if I knew Spoon was on.
Yeah, it's always this tough decision when you have so much power. And the joys of T Wild, you kind of get a little bit of power for everybody, so everyone becomes very fun. At that point, just becomes use your favorites. So you're going through the seed and you're kind of plowing through. What was going to be your plan of attack next? Like you've got the Dark Imps down, you've got part of the moon left, and then you've got some spots in the blue planet. Where were your next kind of thoughts of where to go?
Next spot would have been the Ribbon Room, which I don't know what was there. I'm not sure if anybody did Ribbon Room. Then it would have been a Ogopogo spot. If neither one of those paid off, then see. There wasn't a whole lot left after that. I mean,
I will tell you this: every single
Baron Barren Basement would have been the only other one I could have thought of.
I will tell you this: every single boss location was checked this seed by the runners on Restream, because there is a very. Do you intend on running the seed afterwards, or do you want a little bit of spoilers?
Spoilers will be fine.
So the water hag was in the waterfall.
Oh my god!
Everybody forgets.
Freebies.
I forget all the time. Check your freebies. Check your requireds. It's a mantra a lot of us have. Also,
like Miss Cave.
Yep. The alt gauntlet is behind Cognazo and Elements.
It's in the giant.
It's in the giant.
In the giant.
Oh my. Oh.
Behind Cognazo and Elements of all things.
Oh my god. That's horrible.
This was a seed and a half, and again, there's no shame whatsoever forfeiting out of it, because it was a thing, and you did great in getting as far as you did, and it was a joy to watch you run. And Oscar is right. You are getting better and better from every time I've seen you, from every time I've raced you. So you are doing great.
You know what? This is my first community event, so it was fun.
Very well done for your first round.
I still like to do some more pink puff stuff, because I am still a puff, even though I did beat the queen of the puffs.
And you know what? That's a bit of bragging rights you get to have there, E-Ninja. And again, the more seeds you run, whether it's pink puff seeds or just other practice seeds of different styles, you're going to get better and better. And the more you get comfortable, I'm excited to see your growth from here, especially seeing the performance that you put out tonight.
Well, thank you. I hope you all have a good night.
Thank you. GG's again, E-Ninja. Look forward to seeing your race in the future.
Yep. See ya.
Well, Daphnis, I don't know about you, but I am on a vanilla ice cream.
I know there wasn't enough vanilla ice cream to go around for aside from that, but it was enough. Oscar gave us a little bit of that nice to relax for the evening. And speaking of relaxing, we have a bunch of people that we have with us, and there's a target. We've been told by our lovely restreamer, Oscar, that we are going to go and say hello to Dr. Cossack, who's running some Pink Puff 2 League stuff.
Yep, so once again, for our restream team, Oscar doing the restream, Possum doing the tracking, my fellow co-commentator Daphnis, I have been Gambit017. Thank you so much for joining us. Give Dr. Cossack our love, and we will see you, I believe, Thursday is the next restreamed race for the aforementioned Pink Puff League.